Hello, and welcome to the second episode of the Deltarune Theorycrafting Podcast. Yes, the first in the world, the only one in the world. At least I think so. But I am we are your hosts, Turf and
Cherry
yes,
Punk.
and today, we have we were here to basically this show. We're both gonna come in with a theory. Like maybe just one, or like if it's like really massive, but shouldn't be. Like each one of us like brings like one theory. And then we just elaborate on it. We try to give pros and counter arguments. So that's how it's gonna go. Who starts? You or me?
I know you have a lot to cover, so mine's not that big. I unfortunately cannot take full credit for this theory, but as I'm sure you all know, or if you don't know, in the game there is two routes. There is the normal route and there is the weird route. And in-game, it's also referred to as Side A and Side B.
Oh.
So, the theory I am bringing to the table is that there is a secret third route that will only be accessible in Chapter 6. Maybe Chapter 7, but I'm betting on Chapter 6, specifically because the weird route skips Chapter 6. And so there's kind of like a gap that needs to be filled there. So, the idea stems, it all surrounds the Twisted Sword, which is an item that's been in the game since Chapter 2, but it has been completely inaccessible because we lack the items we need for it. The items that you need to craft are the Shadow Crystals, which I have illustrated, and the Thorn Ring, which I've also illustrated.
Yes.
So the interesting thing... Yeah. So the interesting thing about that, right off the bat, is that the Thorn Ring can only be obtained through abandoning the weird route. So that I'll get to that later, but I do think that's important, that you can only get the ring, and therefore you can only get the Twisted Sword by abandoning the weird route. So... by creating the Twisted Sword, what we have been able to suss out from the files is that there is a specific property that the Twisted Sword has, that it applies trance, which is the same ability, or the same property that the Thorn Ring has, that makes Noelle do what we ask her to, no matter what, in the weird route. So it would go, so basically if we equip the Twisted Sword to Chris, the trance would affect them, and now we would have full control over Chris. They would not be able to act against us, and that is important because... So the Mantle game everyone thought was referencing the weird route, right?
Yeah.
But I disagree. Because if you really think about it, nothing in the Mantle game actually really lines up with the weird route. At least nothing that we know so far. The only thing that is the same is the beginning, right? Is Chapter 2, getting the Thorn Ring. That is the only part of the Mantle game and the weird route that is the same. After that, nothing that happens during Mantle lines up with the weird route.
Yeah. And
I think that is because the sword route, the Mantle route, whatever you want to call it, the forbidden path is actually the secret third path that we were talking about.
I love the way you drew Noelle.
Yeah. So in that route, basically, you kill everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be an actual, legitimately what happens, or if it's more of a symbolic thing. But basically, in that route, you completely just destroy everyone. You kill Rouse and Susie. You go around hometown and you kill everyone. Some people try to fight back. Some people don't.
Oh, that's horrible just to think about fighting back.
Yeah. And at the end of it, you go into the shelter and you are met with a nightmare or we've been calling them John Mantle.
Yeah.
Because they were a huge part of last episode.
Yes.
So John Mantle, we believe, is Sham and is the main villain of the game.
Ooh.
And so I will admit, from this point on, I'm not entirely sure how it all plays out. I don't really know how John Mantle plays into it, but I kind of have a suspicion that fight doesn't actually happen.
Why?
I don't know. Just because... Well, maybe... You know what? No. Hype moments and aura incoming. Yes. Sham is the last one there. And Sham is just like, you got what you wanted, Chris. Because what people... in Chapter 5, we got a little lore drop that the crystal, the shadow crystals, they hold the power of lost dreams.
Yeah.
Right, so every shadow crystal in some form was a dream that a Lightner had that was lost. So it would make sense that the pure crystal would then hold the power to grant a dream or to see a dream fulfilled.
Ooh.
So I think the Forbidden Path does that. The crystal has two purposes. By becoming stronger, by killing everyone, Chris gets their dream of becoming a monster, but not a real monster, not like Susie or Noelle. They become a figurative monster.
Yes. Oh
Whereas
my God.
us, the player, our dream to meet with Gaster is fulfilled. The angel meets with its desire, and we finally get to see the man himself. That is the gist of the theory.
Yeah.
I don't have a ton more to add.
Well,
Sham wasn't originally really part of it, but then, last episode kind of changed everything. Because now we think Sham might just straight up be the main villain. So
to be honest, my opinion we need to do a little bit update on that, but I don't know. To me, it's not so much as like the main antagonist, but he's like part of something much bigger. He's definitely like the mental, like
right.
But he's not more. Like, I don't think he's the main villain, but he's like definitely like very linked to what's gonna happen at the end.
I think we were kind of talking about it a little bit, not on stream, but outside of stream, that Sham is making a ton of references to Gaster and all of his dialogue, darker yet darker, blah, blah, blah. So we were kind of throwing around the idea that maybe Sham is trying to find a way out of the game, and that using the Twisted Sword and breaking the game, going down the Forbidden Path is kind of Sham's ultimate goal, because by doing so, the game is broken and Gaster's influence is no longer keeping them prisoner.
Yeah, because he met the strange someone as well, we assume, right? That Jevil met.
So either Sham somehow came into this information somewhere else and is the strange someone, and they were just kind of lying, or yes, the strange someone Jevil talked to, probably also met with Sham, and they were able, Jevil went crazy with the information, but Sham, being an old hardened warrior, was able to kind of see through it and devise a scheme that they need Chris for.
Just one question: how do we get the dark crystal from the night? How does it appear?
Like genuinely in game, or like an
in-game
explanation. In game, they just drop it. They just drop it alongside the black shard.
Accidentally, or?
We don't really know.
Because how was the action? Was it after like the?
It's after the fight. It's after it's like it's in the same spot as the black shard. If you pick up the black shard, you pick up the shadow crystal.
Okay.
Just automatically.
Okay, so...
And they're not the same, despite what people think. They're not the same thing. The black shard is a weapon. The shadow crystal is something else entirely.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking is, with the way that makes most sense, if Sham did meet Gaster, it's with like, because one theory that I really like, and then I'm gonna expand on, and probably like gonna talk about maybe later as well, but is that Sham is basically like the Ralsei, like the counterpart to Ralsei, because we have like it's Susie, Chris, and Ralsei, and
right.
but we have a theory that there was like a group of adventurers before us, and it was Des, Azrael, and Sham knows a lot, and Jevel was their lancer in a way, because he's also a card. Jevel is like a card.
They were the Joker card. They were kind of like the silly companion.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see it.
And
basically,
how do I say this? Like they met with Gaster, and it's gonna go towards my theory. So what could be the points that like? First of all, I mean, Chris's dream. Is it really Chris's dream? To like why do you think like, because becoming a monster is Chris's dream, but only in the way that they become a monster, like as an actual like a species, not actually becoming a monster. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's a monkey's paw situation.
Yeah, but how so though? Because how do I say this? Like Chris's dream won't be realized, and it won't become true because. Like Chris's character is like, what do you mean monkey's paw though?
Like Chris becomes a monster, just not in the way they anticipated.
But do would they act right now like with the sword out, thinking they'll become a monster? Because the cost that it takes to killing everyone, do you really think?
Well, it doesn't really matter, because by this point, Chris. Like, the player has like full control over Chris, or rather, Chris's agency has full control of them.
Then how does Chris's dream? Although it's cool, it's aura, right? The Chris's dream become true, becoming a monster and stuff. It's like it works, but I'm thinking it's kind of irrelevant then, because maybe the dream that we're like realizing is meeting with Gaster, right? And Chris's dream and all that stuff, since we're like putting them in a trance and all that stuff, doing all this shit, killing everyone is not something they would do either. Like, is the Chris's dream coming true and stuff relevant, really? Because even if it's like power of lost dreams, at the end of the day, we're not realizing two dreams, we're just realizing one, and it's ours, isn't in it? You know what I mean?
The point is like. Again, it's...
I want you to be as cruel with me that I am being with you right now, but afterwards.
No. It's the, Yeah, oh. Don't you worry. I will.
Yes!
But, It's kind of just one of those things where it's just like... Toby loves his double meanings. Toby loves to play around with things having multiple definitions, things being... able to be interpreted different ways.
Do you have proof for that statement?
I mean, not
Evidence?
off the top of my head, but I mean, I could. I'm sure
Evidence,
someone.
Because in a court of law, evidence is everything. I hope you haven't forgotten.
Yeah. Well, love being, the actual like feeling of love and also level of violence. Mm-hmm. That's a case of it, and I think that's the most relevant one because I think it's kind of like
but do you think the rules of Undertale like apply to Deltarune? Because
that's not a rule of Undertale specifically, that's a rule of Toby's storytelling.
Yeah, but does LV like, because we up levels in Deltarune's
I just put the LV20 for aura. I don't think that's actually a thing that's gonna happen. I just put that there because it's cool.
Fair.
The horns though, the horns are symbolic because the headband.
Yeah. And the devil. Ooh.
Yeah. See, it's one of those things where it's just like it's a narrative thing, right? It's
But what else could it be, though? Because like the power of lost dreams, we realize a dream with the power of lost dreams, right? But like, could it be something else? Like, because
it could be something else, but the theory where I'm at is that it's this.
I mean, I guess, yeah, meeting the angel meets with its desire. Ooh.
See, the interesting thing about that is that that's just in the prophecy, so like that might.
Wait, is
so
it?
I don't think that's actually. Yeah.
Wait, is there somewhere written like the angel meets with its desire?
Yeah, that's
really?
Straight up one of the prophecy panels. Yeah. So
can you put a screenshot? I'm just really curious if you can find the screenshot.
Yeah. Here, let me.
Oh, that's actually very interesting. Because
let me see.
Because like you know what it would mean? It would low-key mean that it's like the prophecy is like applicable, but for many different like situations. Like if we are happy, good, the angel's desire is like everyone is happy, the roaring is cancelled or some shit. But like the desire, like in the sword route, the alleged sword route, would be like, yes, meeting with Gaster, because that's what we want. But we are breaking the game as much as possible to like get to the guy, and then on the weird route, it's just like our willingness to just try making things ultra morbid, or making like things like like speed, like RPG maxing, like wanting all the coins, all the like best levels, finishing the game very fast, like by skipping a whole ass chapter and all that. Or like maybe our dream is agency, maybe like the goal for the weird route is getting agency. And
right, because we don't want to be stuck in the cage. We don't want to be stuck in Chris.
Yeah, so we get our perfect cage, Noel, and we become like the angel. Boom.
And we meet with our desire. I think
that's all that matters, and then we just decimate everything.
I mean, I don't know if the angel meets with its desire is actually what that like in this specific instance. I don't think that's what. Well, I guess it could be.
What do you mean?
I just put that there because, again, hype moments and aura.
Yeah.
But I just figured it's relevant because I think it's the Gaster route, and if we're pouring through this game, breaking it, pushing it to the limits, trying to get everything out of it, I think it only makes sense that at the end of it all, it's Gaster.
Yeah.
The ultimate secret, right? The ultimate thing in between the lines of code.
Because
everywhere you look, it's Gaster, and so.
But then the real question then is like, which route will lead us to Gaster? Because we're assuming that the sword route leads us to Gaster, but
right.
Why is it not the weird route?
That's another part of the theory. Because as far as we know, the weird route ends in the same way as the normal route does.
How so?
And I don't think because it's side B, and Toby said there's only one ending.
So you cannot like possibly think it's side C, or maybe never mind. You know what? Because he did the whole VHS thing.
It can't be a side C, yeah.
Yeah, he put this deliberately did the analog horror bullshit to like make sure we don't think there's a side C. Maybe there's like.
See, here's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah.
Gaster is in between, right? That's the whole thing. Gaster is stuck in between. It's the door in between Sans and Papyrus. It's stuck between light and dark.
Yeah.
And I think it only makes sense that the route in between A and B is the one that leads to Gaster.
Oh, okay, that makes now yes. Okay, no, that.
And that's why you need the thorn ring and the crystals, right? A piece from side A and a piece from side B to create something that will break the game.
Cherry, you cooked. You got it.
I did it. I figured it out.
Oh my god. Yeah, because no, you're right. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh wait. We need to draw this. Wait. Because the man. Wait, the man.
He's the man.
Wait, the man in between. I just got like my CD, my side. I forgot what I want to say. Yeah. Whew, fucking hell. Okay, the man in between. Okay, the man in between. Okay, boom, and then you have. Oh my god, yeah. You got the.
It's the side in between A and B. It's boom. How you get to Gaster.
The sandwich of fate. Wow. Hold on. This is side A. Yeah. Wait, let me. You do side A and I do side B because I you draw whatever. This is the start.
Okay.
And then the start, and then at the end is the end. You know, like boom, boom, and then you draw side A, whatever it means, and then I draw side B, boom, and like because I like drawing evilly, you know, like I'm gonna boom. Okay, so side. Wait, let me just the most evil S I can make. Side. No, this is not very evil. Oh yeah, obviously. Side. You just draw Susie.
Well, I'm gonna try to like hold on.
Side, boom, boom, boom. B, boom. Evil.
At the midpoint, it's like.
There we go. And then here, bro, it looks like the Bluetooth symbol. Boom, side B, and it's like with the knife. When it was the Noel. Yeah, with the Noel. Wait, let me do the antlers. Boom. Wait, kill everyone. There we go. I'm gonna call it kill everyone. Gaslight. I'm gonna wait. Kill everyone. Gaslight. Gatekeep. Girl boss? Yeah, fuck it. This is the gaslight gatekeep. Gaster. Right, yes, the quadruple G's. Yes. So girl boss is Gaster. Boom. Boom. And then at the end, it's the same. You know. Boom. I'm gonna join the two. It's just nuke. Let me draw the nuke. Let me draw a nuke. Boom. Because basically, what I assume is gonna happen is the roaring happens regardless. You know, we're just finished. Like it's Hotline Miami. Like, no matter what happens, you're gonna die, and what matters is how you spend your time, you know? How you decide what you decided to do with the time you had left, you know?
I mean, if someone's watching this podcast without having even, like, played the game, I think that's their own fault.
I mean, Hotline Miami?
Completely on them. Oh, how am I, man? I thought you were talking about Deltarune. I'm like,
No. It's like I mean, if you're watching this, you're not playing. Yeah, it's even worse. Man. What the fuck are you doing? Get out of here, man. It's like, yeah, because I just really like thinking of like the end of the Deltarune, like as like the nuke in Hotline Miami. It's like a very, very cynical but at the same time peaceful like ending to everything, you know. And it's like all this violence you've inflicted, all the things you've done, did it really matter? You know, like you're gonna fucking die, dog. You know, all this escalation of violence was pointless. It was like avoidable. But just because you caused violence is gonna keep causing violence, and at the end we're all gonna die. And you know, and like really, if you're just I don't know, like what mattered in the end, like was just what you did, you know. But yeah, but I don't know, it sounds kind of like the kind of unrelated, which in low key it is, but like it's like. But it's just like...
It's not entirely unrelated. It's just, you know, the concept of there just being one ending.
Shit.
Is... Whoa. Obviously, that's very important.
You got snow green. Sorry.
You know, it's like Kara slashed me. My whole screen turned red for a second.
Come on. Bing, 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 bing. Whatever the sound it makes when you explode the soul. But yeah, and basically... okay, let me draw the in-between then. Side B. In between the sandwich, in the between the star, it takes a piece of this. The thorn ring. Need to draw the thorn ring. Yeah, wait, shit. And then like with the thorn ring, we like join the two, and it's gonna lead us to. So like, what's the thing? Is a pure crystal from the base ending, right? we cannot get.
Yeah, because we can't get all the shadow crystals in the weird route. Now we know that as of chapter 5. Because it skips the opportunity completely.
Yeah, it skips it. Right, you're right. That's why we skip it. It makes sense. It makes a lot of sense.
See, I that's what convinced me. That's what convinced me, because I was like, oh my god, we can't get the shadow crystals in the weird route.
Yeah.
Because I was always thinking, like, what would the crystals do in the weird route? Like, but now they do nothing, because you can't get them all.
Yeah, because you when you said the whole in between, when you sold me Gaster, all right, when you gave me the Gaster part of it.
Yep, it's Gaster.
I was okay. I'm sold. I'm completely sold.
It all comes back to
Yeah. Yeah, because it's just the stuff of, like, I don't know. Yeah, it's just the man in between the two sides, side A, side B. It's just yes, I buy it. I'm betting all of my money. I always bet in between theory. Yes, is this a theory name we're gonna give it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Boom. Did you come up with that, like, right now, or did you, like, find it somewhere, the in between thing? Because it looked like you just came up
the
with
Gaster part. That's entirely I did not. When I originally saw the concept of the, like, side C theory, sword route theory, Gaster was not part of it at all. That was all my own additions to it.
So
I don't know if I invented that part of it. Maybe someone came up with it before me, but I came up with it on my own, regardless.
All right. Well, you can you have the authoritative rights to name this theory then.
Yeah, well, we'll call it the route in between, I guess. Kind of mix and match. Yeah.
Ooh, the route in between theory. Yeah, I like it a lot. Because sword route, people are like losing their mind on how to call
Everyone calls it the sword route, yeah.
But, like, it doesn't sound as good. It doesn't, like, resume all of it. It doesn't, like, condense the theory. Because the real gist now is really the side A, side B, and as it's just we toss a coin and we land on the fucking side. It's like right in between, just the route in between. I think the route in between, just like, because it referred, like, the man in between, it refers to, like, Gaster.
It refers to Gaster. It's the one. I mean, because ultimately, I think the reason you were kind of, like, struggling to understand how Chris is a part of it is because they're really not. Chris Chris becoming a monster is kind of just like a byproduct. It's just kind of like that's why Chris does it in the first place.
Does what?
The route in, like, because we were talking about, like, the whole Chris and the soul are one and the same thing.
Oh.
I think under that reading, the promise of becoming, of getting what they want is why they even do this in the first place. And so it's kind of like a
I really like
again, they got what they wanted. It's not how they wanted it to happen, but they got it, and then we get what we want. Screw Chris, right? Like they all we needed was all we needed from them was an excuse to do this. We just needed them to have a reason to do this in the first place. What we wanted was this.
This sexy man.
This is what we wanted.
Yes.
This is what we care about. This is what the player cares about. So, yeah, Chris, it just kind of went on like a little side quest, and we were just along for the ride because we needed them. Just like Sham needed them. That's why Sham's the bad guy, and that's why we're the bad guy.
I'm gonna do something over. Look, route in. Oh, the perfect visual. In between. You see it? You see it? Do you see it? Do you see it?
I see it.
Yes.
Oh.
Yo! Oh my god.
Oh my god. You did it. You fucking did it.
Boom. And then this one is like, boom. It's like in pointillism. How do you call it? When you do a dashed line.
Yeah, dash line, a stipple.
Stipple? Yeah, I am English, not first
stipple.
language. Apologies.
Yeah. But just a dotted line. Or
I'm not gonna lie. I speak English better than French sometimes. But
there is one aspect that does not really slot very nicely into this theory, but I also don't think this slots nicely into anything, because I do think in some regard it is its own thing. The eggs. I don't know how the eggs would play into this, and I feel like they have to have some relevance, because you can collect them.
Yeah, Cherry, think about it. Wait, can you get all the eggs from the weird route?
No, you cannot get the chapter 2 eggs, or egg from the weird route. You can get all the other ones, but specifically not the chapter 2 one.
Do you think it's important that we cannot get the chapter 2 egg? Or do you think we're gonna get
I do think that's important, because, again, that opens up the possibility that, maybe it's like,
because
maybe there's like two ways. Maybe there's two routes in between. Maybe getting the shadow crystals is like the bad one, and getting the eggs is the good one.
Nah, because there's like how do you get the thorn?
No, because then you can't get the twisted. Yeah, that's true. Then you can't get the twisted.
I'm thinking. Like 3 is a magic number. If you put 4, it doesn't make sense. But I think the eggs. You know how they said don't look for the man anymore. Don't look for him anymore. I think there's probably gonna be more opportunities in chapter 6 to get an egg, and like basically we get like what we need to get in terms of eggs is 5, clearly, because the Eggman, it's not like about us finding per chapter. No, the man has 5 eggs, which is kind of funny to say, but
I think the man has 5 eggs.
Yes,
it's like a math problem.
Yes, that's Yeah, that's totally what I thought about.
Yeah. I get you.
Anyway, it's like, how do I say this? The guy got 5 eggs to give, and that's basically it. It's not about chapters or like how many times you gotta meet him. It's just really you gotta meet him 5 times, and possibly in chapter 6, because they warn us to not meet him again, to not look for him again. There is a very good chance that we can meet him again, and we just need to avoid it possibly in like other times. But here we need to complete the last egg, so we get it, and that And what I wanted to say is that because he's the man in between, the route in between. How do you get the eggs? You go in between rooms.
You go a room in between. Yeah.
So it just makes it fits perfectly into there, Or maybe even better. You get the eggs and the shadow crystals from like the pacifist route save, right?
Right.
And then possibly there's gonna be a thing that's like a permanent flag or something that happens that lets you have all something that you can use because you completed the pacifist route and you did all the egg stuff and we did the final altercation, because maybe the solution is not the pure crystal. Maybe the thing that's really the piece of each. Because arguably you can get the shadow crystal from everyone, right? On the weird route, because I guess you can say, but then it probably removes.
I have a simple potential fix.
Yeah.
There's a very good chance that doing the route in between will just make it so you can't see the man in chapter 6. Like how you can't get the egg in chapter 2 on the weird route, and how you can't get all the crystals. Maybe just you simply can't finish that side quest if you choose to go down this route.
The pacifist?
No, the route in between.
Why?
Just because again I don't see how the eggs would be relevant here.
Because to me it follows the motif, of the in between stuff.
But this is the scary evil. I mean, this is basically Deltarune's genocide route, and I don't think the man in between.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
So I don't think it would be. I mean, if anything, I think that just means that that's just way more evidence that the Forgotten Man is probably Deltarune Gaster.
Oh yeah, because we had this whole theory of like two Gasters.
Yeah. Right. Again, I have been team 2 Gasters since the beginning. I don't know, everyone, I think it's a more commonly accepted theory nowadays, but dude, back in the day, you would get flamed for thinking there was 2 Gasters. People would be like, what is wrong? But I never understood why. I have always thought that, like, everyone in Undertale has a Deltarune counterpart.
Yeah.
Why would Gaster be... why wouldn't he? If Gaster didn't have a Deltarune counterpart, that would require an explanation. That would be the weird thing. That would be the strange exception to the rule. Not Gaster having a counterpart. Again, I don't even think the Forgotten Man is going to be fully explained. I genuinely think Toby is just going to leave that completely. You're just going to meet him, and he's still going to be like, because yeah, I mean the whole egg side quest seems like it's a good thing. It, the way it's like Chris, it tackles Chris's trauma, and the way the man interacts with you and everything is very like friendly. I can't imagine it would even have an impact on.
I have a question, because I kind of forgot. Can I have a refresher on why it's about Chris's trauma in the first place?
It's mainly because of the chapter 4 egg and how it's like a hospital and Chris does art therapy, and they try to draw the man behind the tree. They try to draw the Forgotten Man, but they can't. And they keep trying to draw what they saw, but nothing comes of it until eventually all they draw is nothing. And then they paint the tree over it.
Can you move the knight a little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe put the rails. Wait, actually, I'm gonna take over your layer again.
Okay. Yeah, you can just. I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Boom.
I don't know. I feel like we're getting sidetracked. I feel like this is a separate topic. Because now we're just back to like what are the eggs, and I mean that's a whole nother
kind of worms
thing altogether. Yeah. I think ultimately, if I had to just right now say what I think the eggs are in this particular theory, I am going to stand by the idea that you probably, because like in chapter 3, when you meet the Forgotten Man,
yeah,
he says like, if you collect all the eggs, then then we shall meet if you want to. And I think that's going to be like the whole street in between thing, like the hold your breath, go 100 steps to the left, we'll go to the Forgotten Street or whatever.
Wait, he said wait, he said hold your breath?
Yeah, in chapter 3, his hint for how to find him after you collect all the eggs is like, close your eyes, hold your breath, and take 100 steps to the left.
Yo! 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 Yo!
Yes.
Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm sure you can like. Yo! Hold your breath. Hello? Hold your breath. When do you? Weird route. Chapter 5.
I know what you're saying, but that's to the right.
No, but you say stop.
To the
you
right.
say stop, and then you let yourself get drowned. You try as hard as you can to hold your breath and go to the left. Go to 100,000 steps to the left. That's what we do if we want to stop it. Yeah, of course we can say proceed, but ultimately, if we want to continue going to the right, we say proceed. If we want to go to the left as hard as we can, we say stop, and we let them drown. But they don't really drown because they're back. They get saved by Sans. But I'm thinking the twisted route. I think the route in between really is how you meet the man in between, aka the Forgotten Man, or maybe both. I don't know. But you know what I mean? It kind of makes sense. So that's why maybe I think we're gonna get an element. I think maybe we're gonna get an extra egg later. Or like, maybe you don't need all the 5. Maybe, I don't know. It just feels like it kind of makes sense for the route in between to include the Forgotten Man.
I see what you mean. And that's kind of what I was getting at, where I feel like maybe there's kind of maybe two outcomes to it, you know, depending on whether you have the eggs or not.
Because question.
Because like,
yeah.
I'm just thinking, because maybe it's like, no, I don't think that makes sense. I was gonna say, like, maybe if you have the eggs, it kind of like, yeah, no, that wouldn't really make sense, because by the time you get to that point, you already would have like killed everyone. So like, why? Because I was gonna say maybe having the eggs kind of like changes your conversation with Gaster or whatever, or it changes your meeting. But I feel like that would also be a pretty lame reward for collecting the eggs, unless it's just kind of like the eggs have a different purpose in the pacifist route, but if you have them here, then it slightly affects it, kind of deal. I don't know. I just can't. I understand what you're saying, right? With like, the Forgotten Man is very clearly like kind of tied to Gaster, has the same kind of ideas and motifs associated with him. The room in between and everything. The therapist's office in between the two hospital rooms. Like, I do think that the Forgotten Man either is Deltarune Gaster or is intrinsically tied to Gaster in some way. I don't know. I don't think I can fully accept the idea that the eggs have anything to do with the route in between, or at least that they have like a major role there. I feel like it's kind of like, I feel like it's two sides of the same coin thing, where it's like, you can do the route in between and you can meet the evil fucked up, 666 demon Gaster, or you can collect the eggs and you can meet the nice therapist good Gaster, and they both kind of have like different it's kind of like, I guess to go, back to that conversation we were having earlier, it's kind of like meeting with Undertale Gaster is like cracking the eggs, and then meeting with Deltarune Gaster is like waiting for them to hatch. It's like, it's
I get that. Well,
and that's why they're kind of like two sides of the same coin, because they're the same person fundamentally. They're both Gaster, but
I had a
one is I don't know. I mean, I did see an interesting theory that the Forgotten Man was Grandpa Semi, which I think would be kind of a really cute little nod to
yeah, but like
kind of like Deltarune's past.
I'm not gonna lie, who cares about Grandpa Semi though? Like,
well, I mean, it's more of like, if the Forgotten Man is never really explained, like if it's not straight up said to be Gaster, then I think it being Grandpa Semi could be a cute little thing. But also, I mean, I'm pretty sure Grandpa Semi is Gaster, or not like literally, but like I think the idea for Grandpa Semi became Gaster eventually.
I think the Forgotten Man is Papyrus though. I don't know, you hate that theory, but
yeah, I don't know how the eggs will fit into this, if they do at all. Right now, like I said, if I had to just say what's on my mind right now, without a ton of thinking about it, I think that by doing the sword route, you lock yourself out of the opportunity to finish the egg side quest. I think that, or the route in between. I think that is where I'm at right now. Later down the line, maybe I'll keep that on the back burner. Well, we're talking about your theory. I'll take that. I'll think about it and see if maybe I can. Because
I want to add more to like this thing. Like, I think we got something, and I'm gonna get to my theory, but it's like, the thorn ring and stuff. Like, the thorn ring. What? Oh, you said. If an angel vanished, will finally meet with its desire. Oh yeah, Ben, what's up? What's happening? Because I just realized you sent me the image like on Discord, but I clicked accidentally because my music was bugging and stuff.
I sent you that a while ago, but
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't say anything. I forgot you were on Do Not Disturb or whatever. But yeah, that I don't even remember why I sent that. Oh, right, because of the gastro thing.
Yeah.
Go on.
Shit, how do I say this? Is it impossible to get the Thorn Ring without... Can we get the Thorn Ring without doing the weird route?
Like initiating it at all?
No, getting the... Yeah, I mean, not... So being able to get the egg and the Thorn Ring.
That's a great question. I'm pretty sure you cannot get both at the even if you abandon the weird route, I don't think you can get the egg.
Well, by the way, a small thing I just realized, who gives you the fucking Thorn Ring? This fucking salesman again, like,
yeah,
who is this guy?
It's always spam. Everything comes back to Spamton almost more than Gaster. Yeah, it's actually insane.
Yeah, no shit, Spamton sweepstakes is such a big thing, like the guy's in the middle of everything, like...
This dude has been everywhere.
Yeah, what the okay. And he's just a fucking spam email. The fuck... Okay. It's like, just by the existence of Spamton, he's like omnipresence in the lore, alright? Like we can like assume that like Sham can also have that much presence in the lore, other like darkeners that you thought they're just objects. No, bro, the spam email is literally in the middle of all the crossfire of all the bullshit in this game. Like,
yeah, it's so funny that there are flowers who Asgore has absolutely like discussed ad nauseum, like all of his conspiracies with. There are darkeners that have been around since, Chris, Tenna has been around since they were all children.
Yeah. And
yet it's a fucking spam email. A spam email is the one that just knows everything.
Exactly.
And it's just tied to everyone. It's so funny. And I think we were talking about potential candidates for Toby's favorite character. I think Spamton is another potential candidate.
Yeah, absolutely. But okay. But basically, what I'm asking, okay, so the Thorn Ring is exclusively Weird Route, so that's confirmed.
Yes.
The Shadow Crystal, yes. Is it really an exclusive to the Pacifist route?
The only way it's not is if we can get one in Chapter 7. That's the only, is if there's a Weird Route exclusive Chapter 7.
Because I think...
Shadow Crystal.
Because you know what I think? I think the Shadow Crystal isn't the part of Side A at all. I think...
You think it's the egg?
I think, yeah. Yeah, I think...
But then that falls, because then we can't make the twisted sword.
No, hold on.
Okay.
Like, it's basically, like, the Shadow Crystal, like, the pure crystal will, like, comes in handy in terms of, like, it's like... Wait, okay, let me bring this... Because, the pure crystal, the power of lost dreams and shit, like maybe Gasser had a dream, whatever. And
I guess he kind of did. I mean, he was the royal scientist, his... At one point, at least, his dream was to see the monsters freed from the underground. But I think he's long past that point.
Yeah.
I don't think he really cares much about that anymore.
But it's like, basically what I'm thinking is the pacifist route is going to allow us... we do the pacifist route correctly, with the eggs. We do the egg route. Pacifist, we complete that shit. And basically, when we meet the Eggman again, like when we meet him, like when we do the steps to the left and all that shit, probably in Chapter 6. I think it's gonna happen in Chapter 6 if it ever happens, right? Like, I don't think it's gonna make sense to happen in Chapter 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like too final, like... always felt like a side quest. And meeting him, does that mean really anything? It's like kind of like...
Okay, that's kind of where I'm at, is like...
Because
I feel like we're putting too much importance on the Forgotten Man. I really don't think he's going to have that much significance in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I think it's more like, it's like a plot thread to understand Chris more. And,
Yeah.
And like, it's going to get concluded in Chapter 6, basically. And by getting the Thorn Ring from the Weird Route, which is Side V, and you only can get it from the Weird Route, and then aborting it... Boom. And then having done everything in side A and meeting with the Forgotten Man, which gives us something. It will give us something. You know, he will give us some shit. And that, combining that, you know, with all of this, you know, the Shadow Crystal from the Route InBetween, the Thorn, from the Route in general. Combining that, getting the Twisted Sword, and then with the clue that with the thing that we'll get from the Forgotten Man, we'll be able to, you know, with the because we have the Shadow Crystal, we can make the Twisted Sword, because we can only make the Twisted Sword in the Route InBetween, right? And it's not, it's a twisted sword, you know, but it's like sounds evil. It's a Chris, you know, Chris becomes our sword route and all that shit. But because Chris is the real name of an actual sword. That's just what I'm saying. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's an evil sword, you know. Yes, it puts Chris in a trance, but what it's really gonna let us do is what we want to do, and there's gonna be probably some game breaking shit, or like, you know, just a door we're gonna open, something, you know, that we can only do thanks to the Forgotten Mans, you know, because all the rest is through the evil route, you know, through the weird route, and the shenanigans of the Route InBetween. The final thing is gonna be, we're gonna be able to do thanks to the pacifist, you know, the Forgotten Man stuff, and that lead us to Gaster. All right, that's what I want to get at. With it will lead us to meeting Gaster ultimately, because the man in between was always Gaster, and we're gonna finally meet Gaster in the Route InBetween, the man in the Route InBetween. By combining everything, combining side A and side B, being the side in between the side A and B. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I'm sorry, I'm just like, but does that make sense?
So you think Gaster and the Forgotten Man are the same?
No. I'm thinking the Forgotten Man will lead us, like, because the Forgotten Man is the man in between. Maybe it's just like Deltarune, Undertale, Gaster. Maybe Deltarune, Gaster, even if I think it's Papyrus, maybe for his theory's sake, the Forgotten Man here with the eggs is Deltarune, Gaster, and it will, with his help, we can meet Undertale Gaster. You know, who's the creator of this game. Right?
I see. I guess my only hang up with that is that ultimately the whole point of this sword route is that it's the evil route, or it's like the evil route.
Why?
Where it's like, because you kill everyone.
Why would we kill everyone? That's what we assume it's gonna be. You know, maybe
well,
you can,
again,
but it's like,
I mean, well, again, this is just the. I mean, now this is just a completely different theory.
I mean, I guess, but sorry for breaking your theory, but
no, I was just saying, like, the idea, you know, is that Gaster was never meant to be found, and we got to do bad shit to find him, because Gaster is not a good guy.
Who says
again,
that?
You know, he's the.
Why is he?
Well, again, that's the.
Yeah.
Because he's the fucking 666 devil guy.
Yeah, but the angel is us, and literally we bring out the angel's heaven like bullshit. You know, we're like, you know, we are evil, really. Like, you know.
Well, I don't think it's 100% that the angel is the soul. I think that the identity of the angel depends on. Yeah, it can change depending on what route you take. I think is what makes the most sense. Just given everything we know. You know, I think Noelle could be the angel. Chris could be the angel.
Yeah, but that
player could be the angel.
The thing with like with Noelle could. I think the angel now is clear to me that the painter painted the painter. What the picture painted. Holy shit! Okay, the picture that was painted is really like the angel is us with Noelle. You know, when it's Noelle, you know, and stuff like it's. kill everyone. Okay. Yes, but it's like I don't know.
I think this has just become a completely different theory now. I mean, not to shut down discussion. I'm trying to follow along, but I just think this is like this has become something not completely different, because obviously we're still ultimately talking about
picking from
the
two sides.
in-between route.
In between, yeah.
I think.
I mean, I'm kind of focusing on the execution of it, because it doesn't sit right with me that the shadow crystal is the part from side A when we can get the shadow crystals. If we abort the like, I feel like it's like it doesn't make it a side A thing that we that
But
to
we
abort
can't
the
get
weird
them
route.
inside B. We can't get them inside B.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it doesn't make it a side A thing, the shadow crystal. You know what I mean? Because when we abort it, it's just we turn into like the sword, you know, the aborted like weird route. This isn't like we have no recruits. We have like, I don't know. We're like back to the. We're still like still have done all the evil shit. We killed Berdly, for fuck's sake, you know. It's like
No. You're if you kill Berdly, then you're on the weird route. In order to keep the Thorn Ring, you have to not kill Berdly.
Wait, what?
I'm pretty sure to keep the Thorn Ring in your inventory and not, you know, keep the weird route going into Chapter 4, you have to abort it before you kill Berdly. Killing Berdly locks you into the weird route until Chapter 4, and if you abort it in Chapter 4, I don't think you get to keep the Thorn Ring.
That changes everything. Because do you think we're not gonna get the Thorn Ring? Like when we do the Chapter 6 stuff with Noel, because Noel is gonna be back. And if we did the aborted like Snowgrave shit, you know, like the aborted abortion, no, the aborted lake like suicide attempt. I'm getting.
I mean, I'm sure abandoning the weird route already has a couple already changes a couple things here and there, but I don't think abandoning the weird route is going to do anything unless specifically we do this, the route in between. I think that abandoning the weird route is just one step in doing this.
Because do you think it I'm not gonna lie, it just throws a massive bone, no, not a bone, actually, like a massive like how do you call it? A thing in our wheels, like
a wrench.
A wrench in our tires, yeah, whatever you want to say. I don't know, I'm not American. It throws a massive wrench in our whole thing, because like, it makes it kind of irrelevant anymore, like the side B thing. Oh yeah, it's an item from side B, the Thorn Ring and stuff. You know, because
I see what you right, because it's like, you know, if the only point of side B is to get the Thorn Ring for the route in between, then what's the point?
Yeah, because like it doesn't make it a side B item, because to me, to make it the actual weird route is when you do the point of no return, you know?
Well, the only point of no return is in Chapter 5.
Yeah, but like the point of but it's like after that, you know, you're locked into the weird route, and then, you know, aborting. So and then, you know, aborting from there is like, you know, it makes it like an item of like, you know, it makes it the item. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, the Thorn Ring is what. I mean, the entire weird route centers around the Thorn Ring. That is what that is the primary driving force behind the weird route. Getting the Thorn Ring is how Noel, you know, uses Snowgrave. Putting the Thorn Ring back on Noel in Chapter 4 is how you continue the weird route. Putting the Thorn Ring on Noel is what causes her to, you know, get that taste of freedom, of agency that causes the lake scene. Like, the Thorn Ring is the driving force behind side B, you know, that it is side B.
Hello Luigi, how you doing? Cool Roaring Night drawing. It is a very cool Roaring Night drawing. Say thank you, Sherry.
There's a cooler one up above, but we'll get to that. This was a small doodle. But thank you. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful.
But yeah,
But yeah, right now we're locked
save...
into.
Yeah.
I'm just for
recapping. Okay.
Just recapping. So okay, you missed a lot, but basically,
he'll watch the VOD on YouTube.
You'll get
That's
it.
What you're gonna do.
We'll catch. Yeah. You'll catch up. You'll catch up.
Yes. You'll catch up.
Get up to speed.
Maybe.
But cats up. That's true. Cats up.
But. Okay. Yeah. No. What I want to say, maybe something that could save this potential idea, this concept, is that the thorn ring. Maybe it doesn't have to be an item, because maybe we're just too fixated on the item part. Because side B really is about fucking Noel up, and like
with the thorn.
Yeah. But like basically, I think if we cancel the weird route, or we don't kill Berdly in chapter 2, the thing is that how do we say this? Noel he's normal. Noel continues doing Noel things, but after she casts Ogre, she's completely brain fucked. All right, she's gonna be type mode, and
not entirely.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like she
because you can see it. You can. I mean, you can play Deltarune right now. You can abandon the weird route right now and see how it plays out. She doesn't go insane.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to go at
because that's not part of side B.
That's
not part of the route in between.
Yes, but that's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is, sorry, apologies. It's basically instead. Okay, let me basically put it into writing. Instead of it being, let me make another layer so that instead of being a item thing, instead of being an item thing, maybe it's not really an item thing. Maybe it's an interaction thing, right? Maybe it's some stuff you gotta do, and it's like basically instead of the roaring burp. Yes, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say that was bubbling up from the depths right there.
The roots, okay, but. Whatever.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is like the piece we take from side B is not an item. It's fucked up Noel. All right, because maybe we have the thorn ring. Even if we have the thorn ring, we're gonna do the route in between because we need fucked up Noel to do that shit. Because maybe if we try to make the twisted sword, Noel, Susie, Rousey are gonna be like, hey, whoa, what the fuck you doing? All right, and they're gonna stop us. But
they kill it. We kill them.
But the thing that's what I'm saying is like if we do okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring you here. All right. So this is.
You're gonna have to do a lot of convincing because I am not.
Let me get the.
I'm not following currently.
Let me get the goat emote. All right. I'm gonna put the goat here. There we go. This is the goat.
Oh boy.
All right. What do you mean, oh boy? What are you trying to say by that? What are you trying to say by oh boy?
I'm just saying the fact that Berdly got involved in this at all is insane. because he has nothing to do with the original theory.
He's the goat.
I know.
He's the goat. Obvious. Okay. Anyway, basically, what I'm gonna go step by step, as hard as I can, because I'm bad at this. All right, chat, follow. All right. Oh, he doesn't add. Well. Okay. Well, let me go. Let me do. Oh, you're back. Well, okay. Let me drink real quick. With batat, I love batat. I put it like especially far away from me, so no one makes like a back shots joke or something. Like I was like, because if it's like right on me, like okay, and I'm standing up, all right, yeah, I saw it from a mile away, so I just made sure he's like quite far. All right.
Yeah, it's like wait a second.
Yeah. Anyway, step by step. All right, so
okay.
This
step
is
Berdly
dead.
Walk.
This okay, thorn ring. Put him behind you. No. Okay. So, this is thorn ring. No, wait. Let me do it like this. Thorn. Let me write thorn ring. Thorn ring. Boom. All right. Then there's two ways to go about this. He's dead or he's alive. All right. Aborted.
Not just normal, right? Not you continue side B, right?
Kill, all right. Like here, okay. I found the image. Boom. So yeah, scary Noel. All right, like the evil Noel. Yeah, if we kill the goat, Noel goes insane. Oh shit! I need to get the secondary one.
Well,
okay.
Okay.
The regular Noel, the regular like long face stupid Noel, stupid Del, if you will, for the intimate, you know, for the people that are.
I just.
Shh, you'll get it.
I just okay.
Boom, you know, and like the thorn ring, then you know if you do this for the route in between, you know, like if you make the twisted sword, making the twisted sword. Okay, making the. Can you do that for me real quick so that I can like continue focusing? All right. So basically, just write making the twisted sword. Just write okay. Basically, you know, when you make the twisted sword, right, and what it implies in putting Chris into a trance and shit, you know, when, you know, if you're on the crazy Noel thorn ring route, right, what it's gonna lead to is like, actually, it's better to do from the aborted. You know, Noel is normal when you make the twisted sword, like from the aborted thorn ring route. You know. And therefore, they're like when they see Chris going like a bit crazy, like you know Noel, like Chris not acting normally, like Noel, like it's gonna be a 3v1. All right, it's gonna be Chris versus Ralsei, Susie, and Noel. All right, and it's gonna be like, yo, stop, you know, stop fucking around, you know, stop fucking around, Chris, and they break the twisted sword, you know, stop fucking around. There we go, and boom. No twisted sword kill. Twisted sword.
Hi.
Oh no. Twisted sword. Boom. Alright, it gets cancelled out. But here, if Noelle is insane, you know, she tasted the freedom. She's, oh my god, I get it, Chris. You changed for real. I was wrong. Okay. And like basically, it's gonna be a 2v2, and it's gonna be two murder machines. Alright, it's gonna be two murder machines with sort of like two coughing babies. Alright. Not saying Susie is weak. She ain't done shit, bro. Chris was holding back. Rousey was holding back in the fucking night fight, alright? The real threat really is... But she was giving her all, right? But in the roaring night fight. But, you know, like, the real threat is really gonna be, like, Rousey. But we get rid of Rousey. We get rid of Susie with, like, OP Noel. Boom. And, like, you know, yeah, engage... Okay, now from then, because Noel's crazy, kill Suze and Rally. There we go. Murder, epic sword time. What, you know.
I'll move my image.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Maybe what we get from the evil route, from the side B route, is the fact that Noelle's fucked up and like her mindset is like on the thing about freedom. Like, oh shit. You just kidnapped a part of my. Sorry. No, that was you. That was you making twisted. You just like, you know.
Yeah, no, I forgot that I drew that. Yeah. I see. Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying? And basically, this whole thing, like fucked up Noelle, is what we get from, you know, like the side B, and that's what we bring to the route in between. You know, for the side B part. You know.
See, okay, this is what I'm hung up on. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
The point I've been trying to make is that I don't think this is possible.
Why?
Because you don't keep the thorn ring after you...
But she has it on her.
She has it on her, but it's not an item that you can then use to make the twisted sword.
But I can unequip it.
But she never joins your party again.
But she's gonna join in chapter 6.
Not in the weird route.
Yes, it is in the aborted sword route. Yes, it is. Like, you know, when you prevent yourself from drowning, she literally is mad in front of the, you know, in the.
Oh no! Okay, I see what you're saying.
Chapter 6. There we go. You know, she's already insane. Like, even if you have the ring or not, when you remove it, she's still gonna be like. You know, Chris, I get you. You know, she's gonna be okay. I'm gonna let you do this, but she's already fucked up in the head.
Well, okay, hold on.
You know?
So if you abort it before then yes, then you can Chris keeps it, right? It never goes back on Noelle, and you can just make the twisted sword. When you lock yourself into the chapter 2 weird route by killing Berdly, right, and then the thorn ring is on her.
Yeah.
And then in chapter 4, right, you put it back on her. You don't get because if you do this,
Mm-hmm.
then the chapter 4 weird route is automatic. You can abort it, but then the ring is completely gone.
Why? Who says that it's
Because-
gone? It's on her.
Not if you abort the chapter 4 weird route.
Oh yeah,
Chris
but
never
who
puts it
cares
back
about
on
that?
her.
Like I'm talking.
No,
Like
I know. I'm going through the step by step in my
okay.
head. So then you would have to do the chapter 4 weird route to keep the ring, around,
Yeah.
which would automatically lead into the chapter 5 weird route, which would completely skip chapter 6.
Yeah, but you don't continue. That's the whole point of like the
Right.
in-between.
But then you take it off, or
You make the twisted sword, and then because
the-
she's already fucked up in the head,
okay.
There
There is one thing that we need to look up that will completely solve this.
Yes.
After you abort the chapter 5 weird route, does Noelle still have the ring?
Yeah, but that's not in the inventory. Like we wouldn't know that because
Yeah,
there's
that's
no,
true,
like,
we wouldn't-
there's no
we
Noelle
wouldn't know
status. They will only know
So-
gonna know this on chapter 6, really. If it actually happens. But for now, that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. Like from chapter 6, that's what's gonna happen. That's how we get to like, chapter 6 is gonna define what we get, what piece we get from side B. So, which is like the fucked up Noelle, twisted sword stuff. And then on chapter 6, on the side A, is where we're gonna get the piece, which is really like the meeting with the meeting with Forgotten Man, with Eggman. I'm gonna call him Eggman.
There's really nowhere else to take this because we just simply don't know
Yeah, of course. That's why it's
the
a theory.
state of the Thorn Ring.
'Cause it's a theory, but to me it makes sense that why won't we be able to take it? Why won't we be able to use it to make the twisted sword?
Well, you could ask that about, in chapter 4, if you, who's to say Noelle doesn't just take the ring off after the lake scene and then it's just gone, we don't know.
Why would she?
Well,
but it's
obviously she doesn't want it.
It's all up in the air, really. But like it's like what I'm defending is just that there's a very 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 good chance that we're gonna have like in chapter 6 side B aborted weird route, aborted lake scene. This is gonna lead us to like the route in between like thing by having the thorn ring being able to make the twisted sword with fucked up mindset Noelle in chapter 6 in our team, and it's gonna go like haywire. And then on side on side A chapter 6, the route in between. Yes, look at this thing. Side A, side B, the route in between. Boom, shadow crystals. One piece from each to create this thing, and then with that we meet the man in between. Gaster. Boom. And then we get that one ending that isn't part of the big one ending. The same ending for everything. You know what I mean?
I think this
Sucks.
is a lot more complicated than it needs to be.
Why? Well, I have a counter argument. Chapter 3 egg. Boom.
Well, I don't mean legitimately like too complicated for a player to understand. I mean like we already had it figured out before this.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah,
Like I think
You mean like this?
or at least I think my like the crystals and the ring, this is taking a ton. It's taking like focus off of Chris, and it's taking focus off of the twisted sword and placing more emphasis on Noelle, which she already has her thing. She already has the side B. She already has the weird route. The whole point is that all we needed Noelle for was to get the thorn ring. That's why she's used up after.
I don't know if because again to me like it needs to make sense in terms of like is that item like really because to me it gotta make sense in terms of like the route in between is the place where like we get like a piece of like both the two sides and it feels like if it's about the items if it's like the thorn ring it doesn't make sense because it would kill the purpose if it wouldn't really be the weird route. If it's like
it's not supposed to be the weird route. It's supposed to be the route in between.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say is like taking a piece from like the like it's not really in between if it's not something that's like a fundamentally like side B item, because yes, the thorn ring is like central, but if you can just get it from like an aborted aborted weird route, that's like very, very, very early in the game, you know, and you don't even kill Berdly. You haven't locked yourself in the evil. Like, I think like it's kind of like, it kind of kills the narrative of like, you know, it being a side B thing, because it's just like a nothing burger then, you know?
Well, that's the point, right? It's not supposed to, it's, you know, it's not supposed to be side B. It's just supposed to be the, you know, a piece of it that you need to make the twisted sword.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
I mean,
okay.
Yes and no, because it's the whole point is that the twisted sword is essentially the thorn. The twisted sword is to what is to the route in between what the thorn ring is to side B. You know, it is the main thing that drives the whole route. And so
I'm listening.
In this route, it's just a, you know, it's just a crafting item. You know, that's all it is. That's all it needs to be, because the main thing is the twisted sword, right? Because side B is its own thing, right? Side B is side B, side A is side A, and they both have their own themes, their own stories, their own, you know, set of events and everything, and they most likely both end in the same way. The entire point of the route in between is that, yeah, it's not one or the other. It utilizes elements of both to create a unique route.
Yeah.
And the thorn ring is just one of said elements. You know, that's just just all it is.
My problem with it, though, first of all, you know, like the whole, you know, thorn ring thing from side B and stuff, you know, like, to me it's already like, maybe sure it's a side B thing, but what makes the shadow crystals a side A thing at all if we can get them from just aborting the side B?
Well, the fact that aborting side B puts you back on side A, unless you specifically take the steps to go do the route in between. Aborting the weird route does not automatically put you on the route in between. I don't know if that was not clear or...
No, I get that, but like...
yeah.
Does it, though?
The argument, you know...
I think it's like kind of like a nothing route. Like it's like a nothing burger route. You know, like, yeah, you abort, you pussy out, you get nothing. Fuck you. You didn't commit. Fuck you. You know, that's like this is the route you get if you abort and you do nothing about it.
Well, that's what happens when you abandon genocide. It just puts you back on neutral. You know, it's not... It doesn't really...
Because then there might be a lot of neutral endings. It's good. By the way, like, do you think it's gonna be a special ending for collecting all the eggs or not? You know, I think there's a lot of stuff that's probably gonna end up in a neutral type ending. It's not really gonna be like it's gonna be, say, side A. Like it's gonna be a perfect side A and a perfect side B. You know, and then there's gonna be like imperfect, and then the rest that's about that. You know, it's just gonna be like people that, like casuals that don't really commit on and stuff. You know, like it's.
Well, I mean, the route in between is like the ultimate committing route, because, again, it requires knowledge of both routes. It requires a specific set of steps, and, you know, it leads to like the ultimate, you know, bit of the ultimate mystery, right? It's the ultimate leads us to Mr. Gaster. Or Dr. Gaster, sorry.
Yeah, I
forgot he graduated college. Monster College.
I get what
got
you
his
mean.
doctorate.
Okay, let me read what Luigi said and I'll go back to the point. Okay.
That's funny.
Okay, how do you guys think Toby's gonna punish the player for the weird route in order till he took away the game from us and then never letting us having an happy ending ever again?
Yeah.
I had a nightmare about this. But like about like not being able to play that. But you know, I think Undertale was his own statement. You know, like fuck you player for doing this shit. You know, but I think Deltarune is much more complex, and he knows, like Toby knows, not that he didn't know before, but now it's like clear that Toby has this, like, he understands that people that play the fucked up routes, the weird route and all that shit, are people that love the game. Yeah, they really love the game so much that they will do everything they can do to the game. You know. Just out of love. It's not really like a fucked up like curiosity. It is curiosity, but it's not like, it's not perverted, you know. It's a love thing. It's like we're willing to go above and beyond, you know, like harming characters we love but really because, bro, it's Gaster's machine. You know, Gaster really punish us for like wanting to see everything he fucking made. You know what I mean? And yes, I know Gaster is puppeteered by Toby, but you know, it's like which then Gaster puppeteers Kara, which then puppeteer. Okay, but
who puppeteers us? Yeah. So why would Toby make Gaster make Kara make me do this?
Exactly. But yeah, you know what I mean? Why did Gaster? Yeah. But you know what I mean? It's like I think he's not gonna do the same moral conclusion again. You know, he's not. He will otherwise like, what's the point? It's gonna be like unsatisfying. Like we did all of this for that. You know, I think Toby wants us to like. You know, I think there's gonna be a bigger picture, you know. At the end of the day, I think it won't be a punishing thing. It's just gonna be another result, really. I hope, at least, maybe it's just me hoping he doesn't cuck us from the happy ending, you know. But yeah, that's what I think. What do you think?
I mean, I think there's only one ending.
True.
So it doesn't matter.
True. Ooh, you got fucked, Luigi. But
well, I mean, I do think doing the weird route will have its own set of consequences. But again, I mean, I don't think those consequences will manifest in the same way because, you know, there's only one ending. So, you know, if the wrong happens, if the world is engulfed in darkness or whatever, no matter what, then yeah, I mean, he'd have to kind of get creative with how he goes about. I think maybe saying that the genocide route punishes the player is maybe a little harsh wording. I don't think that's entirely the point.
I mean, it kind of does, but it's just like you can cop out of it by selling your soul to the devil. Kind of, you know.
I mean, I guess it's kind of like the neo-pacifist route is another thing in the game. You know, it's like, I guess it's less of a punishment and more of like a conscious choice that you have to make. That's the thing with the genocide route, right? Is that like the entire time you have to keep on
grinding,
making the choice to do it. I mean, same thing with the weird route, right? Like you have many opportunities to abandon the weird route, but it's something that you specifically have to keep choosing to do.
I mean,
and I don't think it's like,
I mean,
I don't know.
Low-key,
I mean, I also don't even think the weird route is the genocide route parallel.
I mean,
I guess it could. In a way it is, I guess. I mean, I think it's impossible to really even say at this point, just because, like you said, I mean, Deltarune is so much more rich and, like, complicated than Undertale that I don't even think we could fully comprehend the ways that the weird route might affect the game, you know? For the sake of brevity, I think for right now, we'll put this on hold. We'll say agree to disagree, and I think we should move on to your theory.
Yes, I had a conclusion for this anyway. What I wanted to say was just basically the real difference between your point of view and mine upon this route in between theory was that I am more of a perfectionist, that I need it to be exactly. I need my side B and my side A to be a perfect side A route and a perfect side B route for it to be a true route in between, you know, to meet Gaster. And I feel that what you mean is that it doesn't really matter in this circumstance, and that the route in between really is simply in between. It doesn't have to be a perfect version of each side, and simply getting a Night and Abs somewhat related, you know, or like related, but not confirmed, like the confirmed tonering with the Noelle being all crazy, like losing her marbles, you know. But like simply needing the Thorn Ring, which is reminiscent of the side B, is enough for it to make it a side B item. And same goes for the Shadow Crystal. And that's where we differ, really. But it's just fine, which is completely fine.
I mean, it's you know, Chapter 6 is going to come out, and this isn't even going to be right. So, so I mean, we're gonna have had this whole conversation, and there's not even going to be an alternate route in Chapter 6 at all.
Yeah.
But
I truly do not hope that is the case, but
yeah, no, I hope this is the case, but I think I see what you mean.
yeah,
I do understand where you're coming from, where it's like...
it must be perfect. That's
yeah, where it's like, for side B to side B, for side B to be side B, and not just kind of side B.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do everything you possibly can in it. And same for side A, you know, you have to collect all the eggs and all the shadow crystals and everything to make it a true side A versus a true side B. I definitely understand. Yeah, I understand that, but again, I think that kind of comes back to the fact that I don't think the eggs are going to come into play with this route at all.
Yes.
Because I think those are something removed from... I mean, obviously it's linked to the pacifist route, because as far as we know, it's the only, you know, it's the only way we can get all the eggs, because you can't get the Chapter 2 one on the weird route. But
yes.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Yes,
I think
we'll simply have to wait and see.
We'll just have to see how this goes.
Yes, I guess we've made our conclusion on this regard.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Let me
now,
give the little soul a little top hat. And make it to say a splendid.
Yeah, only time will tell. I mean, that's the whole...
Well, only time will tell would be the thing we would say all the time if we weren't theory crafters, you see.
yeah.
Therefore, I would prefer to not always return to this mindset of it is what it is, you know. We are theory crafters and we must search and investigate for truth. But here we have come at a stalemate, which is why we leave it there. It's not really a statement. We completed the theory. We have finished our theory, and we must wait for the experiment to happen. We must test.
Yeah, we have a hypothesis.
Yes, we must test the hypothesis scientifically, like Dr. Gaster would. Yes.
Yes. Like Dr. Gaster.
Yes. The fine Mr. Sun, yes. Inferior microphone. Make you zoom out. I wish
if you thought that took a long time. If you thought that took a long time.
My
you guys aren't even ready.
It must be a very bad problem of mine, which is to make everything elongated and tangential. It is my bad, G. You see?
No. I mean, I was not expecting it to delve that deep, but I'm glad we did, because...
Now imagine.
No, imagine, yeah.
Hold on.
yeah. So now we're getting to the real thick of it. That was just the teaser. That was the warm up. You know what?
I think we should make at the end, like you know, just like the divide, like have the sword route. You know, the angel meets with the desired or sword route, and then have like a small in between theory, and then like. I think that's always how it's gonna go. Like, there's always gonna be a theory that sprouts up, you know, from the middle of like or like.
Yeah, something else that comes.
Yes.
A theory in between.
Yes, the theory in between.
It always happens. It always comes back to Gaster. I mean, not sorry. Oh shoot. I mean, it always comes back to Mystery Man Sprite.
No, the
Sprite.
The band is exclusively for me. Although if you want to play along, go ahead. But.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm here. I'm part of...
Yippee.
I'll engage with stream.
The man who speaks in hands.
2 theories with heavy use. So, I mean, every theory I have probably can tie back to that guy.
That is the essence of Deltarune theory crafting, really. To have the word, to have the name, the true name of the man in between.
He is genuinely like... I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just like... Toby managed to create such an intricate
tapestry,
spider's web, and at the center of it is this guy.
Yes.
It is where everything starts, it's where everything ends. It's crazy just how...
By golly, I see it. In the middle of our giant theory crafting. You can see his face. I promise I am not delusional. You can see the intricate smile, the little tear.
I think
And the little, oh my goodness, I am not
Wow.
This man, he is always there in between. Oh my goodness, this is crazy.
The man.
This is crazy.
The
The man,
forgotten.
always watching. He appears constantly.
Alright.
Anywho, here's
I'm excited. I'm very excited for this.
so
Because I don't know anything.
so here we are. All right, lock in, chat. Okay, this is gonna be big.
So-
This is gonna be okay. And the English mode is over. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
so-
I speak caca
yeah,
English.
so-
Ha ha ha. Bonjour. Ha ha ha. Fuck your English, bro. All right. Tung tung sahurye. Okay. Brother man. Yeah, there we go. So this theory, I call it. I don't have a name for it now. You will help me, Cherry. I hope. I didn't like making
Okay.
a name
All
for
right.
it.
Yeah. Well.
But
Yeah,
it's
we
just
didn't have a name for it until, or the other one until after. So now,
Yes.
Once you're done, we'll come up with a name for you.
Yes. It's a congregation of multiple things, you know, because this theory like puts a lot of things together.
Okay.
So
All right.
it starts off with this: the knight. Who is the knight? You know, the knight. Like we see him as an evil, like character, right? An evil, like purple like personnage. That I am not English. Why am I speaking like this? But okay, like, it's an evil character and stuff. You know, like they kill it. You know, I mean, they don't do. They have to be evil, right? But really, what I propose is that Shh. What I propose is that this character, all right, this character, the knight, is actually an anti-hero. All right, and what do I mean by that? How? Well, the first way to do this, to go about this, is what are their motivations? All right, because when you think about it, the knight, what did they do? You know, like all this stuff they do, putting fountains and stuff. What does it really matter? What does that say in the story? What would the motivation be as shallow as just I want to create the roaring? I am an evil guy, you know. I do this, you know. I feel like it's kind of shallow. Like Toby knows how to write, therefore his motivations are never gonna be like super shallow. They have to be complex, intricate. They have to be defendable in a way. Maybe the word anti-hero is not the right word, but what I'm trying to say is that they have a goal and it makes sense. And that brings us to the shelter, right? To the shelter. Yeah, this thing. This big ass thing, alright? And evil? No, yes. It brings us to the shelter and where they always go back to. Where they always reconvene to, alright? With the kidnappings. Because you're gonna be like, you know, how is the knight not evil? How is the knight not a piece of shit when they do the kidnappings? Alright, for example, you know, first and foremost, what have they done that is bad? What they've done that is bad is, you know, for example, you know, they're taking the Toriel. I mean, they try to take Toriel away. They try to take Undyne away, out of necessity, realistically. But they try to take Asgore away. You know, all adults. You see, and like they're like adults like related to Chris. You know, what does that mean? All right, like they wouldn't do this like arbitrarily. You know. Like this whole like, you know, like police sacrifice. I think personally this is like you know, there's like there's holes in the sentences, you know, so we're missing something. But maybe like you need to understand this sacrifice, you know, like to, you know, talking about Chris, you know, maybe that's what was on the phone call. And then you have like who they associate with, you know, normal NPC and Onion. Like, oh yeah, if they're not evil, how come they associate? How come they work allegedly with normal NPC who killed Onion? What I want to say is, and what I've talked about in the first initial theory crafting stream, is that, you know, that is a red herring, and that really Onion is fine. Onion is gone. Onion has hidden, because when when Pink tells us in that secret cutscene, is that, you know, like some people, like, you know, they go as far away as they can, you know, they escape, they you know. And I think the reason why we haven't met Onion is not because he is dead, it's because he knew he was in danger. You know, the wait, don't. Or maybe even, you know, they just managed to escape. You know, they knew they were gonna be in trouble, they fucked off. And they're not dead. Normal NPC is a bit mental, alright? But that's not who the knight is. And then, there's the fact that Chris is in allegiance with the knight. Why would Chris be with a person like a character, you know, that is like just straight up evil? How would that benefit Chris to be with someone that's evil? You know, like yes, they could be blackmailing them. What the fuck does Chris have to lose anymore? Like, seriously, I think they low-key would like considering like taking themselves out. All right, and like I think what keeps them going and keeps them collaborating, you know, despite how much friends they've been making with Susie and the gang and stuff, is that there's really a good reason. So that brings me to what the shelter is. What are they gonna do with the shelter? What I'm thinking is, I'm gonna get to that. But second, I need to explain what is in the shelter. You know, what's the shelter? What is the nature of the shelter? The shelter, like Flowery told us, all right, Girona, you know, here I come San Francisco. He told us, you know,
here I come San Francisco.
Yeah, and I was really bugged out when he told us this during the time when I played. You know, there's something underneath, a darkness that you've never can conceive. You know, something unimaginable, right? And I had a theory from way back. It was called the Roots theory, although it was not like completely mine. It was something like, you know, I genuinely believe deeply about. And basically, the Roots theory is not really like, oh my god, I can already tell it's Flower. Okay, it's like basically.
I don't even know how to draw his hair.
How do I get there? It's you know, basically the Roots theory. Yeah, I made a diagram of it. Basically, there's the light world and the dark world, and this is like where hometown is, right? This is where all the houses and shit, you know, like the school and stuff, you know, the church and all that shit, you know, like yeah. It looks like a dick now. Fuck. Okay, let me just.
There what are you talking about? What?
I'm drawing on the left, like, you know, the church.
I was like,
where's the dick? Where's the penis wrong? But yeah, and basically, you know, the light world, and there's the light world. There's the light world and dark world, and the light world, you know, is where we live in, obviously, and the dark world is the massive darkness, unimaginable thing underneath. There's no just a fountain, and it just like starts and like boom, you know, this is like a new universe. It's like petrol. Imagine it like petrol. It's like a gas leak. You know, we know the joke that like Chris like made a gas leak in the floor, like when we're on chapter 3 when they like stab the floor. Oh yeah, oh shit, and like Susie wakes up while like, about to explode. You know, yeah, it's basically imagine that, but except it's a giant bubble underneath the hometown. You know, there's a giant dark world that is the dark world of the shelter. That is how you access it. There's this giant, you know, and we saw the smoke coming out of it. There is a dark world in the shelter. And the dark world is genuinely encapsulating all of underground of hometown. And that rhymes. Fuck yeah. And that explains why Ralsei, this little fucker, right, Raleigh, can go from dark world to dark world. We don't carry him with us. It's just like we create leaks in the fountain, you know, we make a fountain. Basically, a fountain is a leak in the dark world that is underneath us. It's a source, you know, it's a source. Maybe from what it really is, though, like what the nature of the dark world is, you know, that it's only a thing that happens here. That's something for another day, or maybe later. But that's what the dark world is. You know, the fountains open dark worlds from the energy that are contained from the shelter dark world, the real bubble of darkness. Which explains why Ralsei like can go to every dark world we go at, and why Friend is able to also track us through every single dark world. That's why they can, you know, just follow us around, you know. And yeah, you know, and the roaring, basically what the roaring is, you know, we have the fountain in Castletown, you know, which is alright. Allegedly, I don't know, maybe it's not open through a stab, maybe it's open through a fucking like manhole, you know, maybe it's like a natural opening, you know, inside the broom closet of the touching brooms and stuff in the school, you know. I don't know, but maybe it's not made by Chris, or maybe it is. I don't know. Well, because we know that like the dark world of the computer, like the library, was made by the Knight, right? Was made from before we met them, and possibly the Knight made the fountain of. I mean, we know. Wait, actually, the king, the Chaos King, told us that the Chaos King told us the Knight is opening dark fountains for them, you know, to bring the light, to bring the dark. So we could assume that both dark worlds are opened by, you know, by the Knight. And seeing as Chris was startled, along with like Susie, well, clearly meant that it was the first time, or maybe it was the first time in a long time that Chris ever saw a dark world again, you know. And because you can see, like, at the very beginning, like, Chris, like, steps back, holy shit, you know?
Right.
They wouldn't do that, like, they wouldn't act that. They would just, like, they aura forming.
Yeah, they
would
knew
not
it
do
was
that.
there.
They would stand there menacingly, all right? But they didn't. So, yeah. So, that, to me, it makes it obvious that it's a night creation. So, the roots of roaring. And what the roaring is, essentially, is when there's too many leaks in the ground. When there's too many leaks, what happens is that the bubble explodes. You know, you can have a tiny leak inside the broom closet, but if you have more than one, when you have three, we understand that the breaking point is 3, because when the knight opened a second, like an extra one, when we had to beat the Titan, that was the limit, you know. And that's the problem, you know, because we're making the bubble burst and making like invade the light world, you know, taking over. And we don't want to do that because it would cover the world in darkness, like in the prophecy. And that's what the roaring is. It's covering the whole world in darkness. Everyone fucking dies. Or do they? You know, like the light world, you know, all the lighteners, like the light nerds are gone. Or maybe, wait, what do they say that the lighteners become when in the prophecy? You know, because they said that the darkness turn to stone.
The darkness turned to stone, and the lighteners just have to fend for themselves against whatever.
The dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the lighteners don't actually turn into anything. They aren't affected. It's just like, you know, they just live in eternal darkness now.
And I think this is the contagion, the point of contagion. You know, I don't know if I'm using the word correctly, but basically, you know, in the Titans and shit. But we're gonna go there afterwards. Is, I believe, a theory, right? That, you know, I think we came up with this one, no? I mean, then people, at least I think we organically came up to this. I know maybe like other people like had this, but it was like back over like a chapter 4, right? We had this theory of like Des, Azrael, and Sham were the original gang, were the original like the adventurers, you know, the heroes from the prophecy, right? Azrael was what the fuck was Azrael? Azrael was Susie, maybe, you know, it was anyway. It was the Azrael and Des. And to the counterpart of our Susie and Chris, right? And the counterpart to Ralsei is Sham, all right? But we'll get to that after. The worn out plush doll, all right? Basically, what happened to Azrael and Des? You know, I have to go back to the original theory, which even though I'm a Rudy Knight believer, my hope is waning towards that theory, you know. But we have to go back to Des is the knight. And maybe people won't like that, maybe, you know, but I believe it makes sense when you think about that, because Azrael is supposed to be back and he's not. You know, where the fuck is Azrael? And I think Azrael is also like playing part with Des, which is the knight, and the knight. Basically together they did the adventure, they did all that shit with Sham and stuff, and then something happened. I'm not sure what, but they did the adventure and stuff, and perhaps, and I think most likely, they've met with Gaster. What do you two think? You know, what do you two think? You know, darker, you know, but not actually. Maybe not. That doesn't really make. Maybe it does. Maybe it started from there. The adventures overall, right? It's like the what do you two thinks, and it was like, you know, Gaster like working on some shit in the shelter. In the entry 17, like the shadows cutting deeper, and they were just witnesses to that. And then the whole Dark World stuff happened. You know, they had adventures and shit, and they were opening like fountains maybe, and maybe they brought Chris with them, and that's why Chris has like kind of an affinity to all that shit a little bit, you know, because I do believe that Chris was in a Dark World adventure in the past, along with Noelle, but maybe Noelle doesn't remember. Maybe the trauma is plucked out, you know,
right?
Because she's blocking out the ability. She's blocked out mentally the fact that she knows how to cast Snowgrave when she can, you know. And I think that's really because she did know how to cast it, and she did cast it. And it's probably the cause of death for deaths. But she's not really dead, you know. Like some shit happened, you know. Anyway, sorry, I'm beating around the bush, but I gotta explain these things.
Right.
And therefore,
context.
You know, there was the whole prophecy. And the prophecy is what? The roaring will happen and everyone is gonna die. Everyone's gonna die, you know? And they did not want that. And they were kind of pushed, you know, like in a corner of like, what the fuck do we do? You know? Because it obviously hasn't happened yet, but how do we prevent it permanently from happening? You know, how do we find a solution? And they really thought about this shit, you know? I don't know where Friend comes into play in all of this, but I think Friend is probably its own agent of chaos. It's a fucking cat, right? But, anywho, what I mean now, they want a permanent solution to this conundrum. And that solution is the shelter Dark World. But what do you mean by that, Turf? Drum roll, please. The Knight and Azrael, Death and Azrael together are trying to make us a heaven inside a Dark World. And they try the fact that, you know, the only thing that the Lighteners go through is being the presence of they're just alive. You know, they have to fend in the dark. I think there's something that they are willing to take, a sacrifice they're willing to take, sacrificing all the Darkners because they consider them not real. You know, they don't care. You know, they, as a matter of fact, you can see that the Knight doesn't care about Darkness in how they slice Flowery in half. But when it was about like Susie and stuff, like they swoon them. You know, when it comes to Chris as well, they swoon them, and they don't actually kill them. You know, because somehow the Knight has the ability to slash things that are the living thing that is embodied by a Darkner, for example. You know, like, so it doesn't feel like far-fetched to think that the Knight can definitely like hurt our Lightner counterpart to like what appears in the Dark World. You know what I mean? Because they slashed Flowery in half. You know. And
right,
and what is it? They're willing to sacrifice all the Darkners. They're willing to let the roaring happen. They want the roaring to happen, and at the same time making a safe place, making a little piece of heaven. You know, like a place where they can all prosper despite being in the dark. You know, and that's what this drawing means. You know, like this is the shelter Dark World, the whole bubble underneath. And what they're trying to do by the kidnappings is bringing them, like, one by one into this Dark World where they can prosper. Why Toriel and Asgore? Because they're Chris's parents. And Chris knows about this because Chris understands that this is what they gotta do. Chris understands that it's unavoidable. The roaring, the ending will happen regardless. Therefore, their only way to circumvent this is by provoking the roaring and making the dark livable. You know, they can prosper inside the dark. You know, I don't know how technically, because Toby will make sense out of this, obviously, because I'm correct, but, you know, we'll make sense of the, like, how the technicality of how, you know, this is gonna work. You know, like maybe they're gonna make artificial light things, you know, and all that stuff. You know, make the Dark World, the complete darkness, survivable. You know, a place where they can live. And that's why, you know, their motivations are like kind of understandable, because they want eternity. They want the same thing that Susie said. They want to live eternal. They want to continue. They choose eternity. And eternity to them is bringing about the roaring but persisting through it. You know what I'm saying? And what Ralsei in his mind, because does the Knight appear in the prophecy? I have a question. Does the Knight...
The Knight is never specifically mentioned, I don't think.
Yeah.
But the consequences of their actions are.
Yeah. And you know why I think that's relevant? Because maybe the hero, maybe the cage and all that stuff, you know, maybe they were embodying those heroes from the prophecy, but they turned back against the prophecy, you know, they instead of fulfilling it. And what Ralsei doesn't understand the Knight and stuff, like, while Ralsei doesn't know about the Knight and how it, like, you know, he doesn't have the knowledge from shit that happened before that his existence and all that stuff. Therefore, I need to not get lost on this. Yes, and Ralsei wants to like praise, to be able to like not let the prophecy happen, because the prophecy again is just the roaring. You know, his solution is hoping that the heroes lose, right? But he doesn't know about the Knight's motivation. He doesn't know, you know, like what happens. And maybe, you know, and when Ralsei understands his purpose, maybe he's gonna get, like, you know, he's gonna understand what he gotta do. I don't know, but to me it's like that, and to me it just makes sense that the shelter isn't really like, oh yeah, this dark evil. Maybe it is, but it's more of like the Knight's motivation and like what they're trying to do. It makes sense that it would be that, like, the darkness beyond like recognition and stuff, and the whole fact that it's a bubble and why they want it to happen. It makes sense if it's Azrael and you know, Azrael and Death trying to prevent, like, choosing eternity by trying to persist through the roaring, through their dark, like the dark world that they want to like persist inside of, you know. And now, you know, like as an extra, like as a treat, what the fuck is Ralsei? You know, and Ralsei, I think, you know, like is you know, I think because like Ralsei is the son of Sean. That's also one of the theories, you know, because the Prince of the Dark, the Prince of, you know, who Prince are you, bro? You know, and Prince entails having a father. There's a king, and the king to me is like the king of the dark. Either is now Azrael, because motherfucker, it makes even more sense if it's Azrael. He's a goat. He's a goat, you know.
And Azrael.
Yeah, and he's the son of the king of the dark, which is Azrael, and he would call himself the king of the dark because this fucking cringy ass bastard Azrael, right? He would call himself the king of the dark, king of darkness, you know, some bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? And either that or it's Sham, you know, and Sham. We had all our like explanations for that, and and basically like either they're like possibly a friend, you know, inside them, friend inside me, you know.
What?
You know, like Ralsei is friend.
It all comes back to friend inside.
Yeah,
me.
boom. You know, it's like the friend inside me gets explained by that. You know, like it's kind of funny, but it does. You know, and Ralsei is not evil per se, but it's just like they're a product as well of this whole thing, and I think they're a titan or like of some sort, like, you know, a being of pure darkness, you know, and shit, and that's why. They're not an actual darkness. When they poof out, they poof into nothing. They just become a scarf and a hat, you know. And when they don't have the hat, it's just a scarf and then like a tunic, you know. I think really they're like just being of pure darkness, like the spawns and like the titans. And I think Ralsei is like a titan, like in the shape of a like is in the shape of the king, you know, in the king's image. That's why he's the prince, you know. And the prince, unknowingly, because he has so much knowledge, you know, he has a lot of knowledge. He knows a lot of things. But, you know, he doesn't know why. He has a purpose, and he doesn't understand his own purpose. You know, he just knows that he gotta stop the prophecy. But perhaps his real purpose was like that, leading the heroes to all that shit. You know, doing all these adventures is really a way to make them strong enough. Like bringing ways to kidnap, you know, and like bring all these like lighteners from the town. That means a lot to them. You know, inside this safe haven, inside the shelter dark world. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. That's what the whole point is. And that's what it ties in together, the stuff. And maybe Gasser, you know, is in the group chat and shit. And I think inside the shelter, you know, like either Gasser is just straight up there, you know, and he's just a character. Or, you know, maybe it's Papyrus. I don't fucking know. But, you know, they're working, like, you know, with this kind of team. And maybe Carol knows about this. Maybe not. But they do have access to the you know, to the shelter, you know, the police chief as well, etc.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yeah.
You know. And I think it just makes sense for the knight's motivation being that, and it also explains the shelter dark world and the fact that it's like this giant bubble underneath. What do you think? What do you say? Are you blown away or?
I need a moment to process.
Okay. Yeah. Ask questions that you need to ask.
Yeah. So the gist of the theory, right? The cliff notes is that the shelter dark world is a sort of, you know, it's a literal shelter against the roaring, and the knight is trying to bring people here so that when the roaring happens, they can the remaining lighteners will be safe in this little, you know, shelter.
Hold on.
Hold
on. And another thing I can add as well. Okay, let me drink.
Okay.
Let me drink. I just interrupt you to drink water. I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
I mean, but yeah, what you said is right. But
so, I guess if the dark world is not like, if the dark world is one other round.
Yeah, sorry. You just reminded me about a big Luigi, because I want you to see this. Are you still here? Because I know there's an ad playing. Are you back from the ad? Luigi, answer. Mario needs your help. Mario, I'm the red brother. Are you here, Luigi?
Green.
Okay, I think he's gone. Okay, are you back from the advertising?
No, he's here.
Are you back from the ad? Okay, yes, you're back. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, you know, and it also, you know, like how the fuck does the Darkners have like any history and shit? Sorry. Yeah, how does the darkness have any history and stuff? Like, oh yeah, we just created the fountain, they just came to existence here. No! Because they exist through the giant dark world. All their history in the past is through the stories that Des, Azrael, and Sham went through. Like, when Spampton became like this big TV star and stuff, and then, the whole store shit with Tenna and all that stuff. Like, just the existence of like the giant dark world, the constant dark world, the giant bubble.
Nope. Your mic is cutting out really badly right now.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
I can hear you. Kind of, but it's okay.
Your mic is like cutting out really bad.
Oh shit! Sorry. Okay. But and like the fact that all these like stories, they all have history. They all have a past and stuff. And the only reason is because there's a giant dark world underneath them, and they already all went through adventures of their own with, the previous adventure gang. All right. And that's what I'm saying. And Ralsei, you know what really would break the prophecy? It's not like Susie is part of it, but Susie is the reason why Ralsei is becoming a real person per se. Because imagine he wasn't ever influenced to become his own person. Like Ralsei, always believed that he wants to serve darkness. He was the fucking like Uncle Ruckus, right, of darkness, right? Yeah, it is damn darkness. Alright, but
yeah.
but he's like our purpose is to serve humans. We don't matter, And he was inscribed in him that shit because I think the King of Dark, aka Azrael, made him like his tool, his purpose. We need to serve him. Our purpose, was to do this whole story thing and then lead them to this conclusion and to lead them to the roaring. This prophecy that they cannot do anything about, but because. And if things continued this way, and Ralsei had the same opinion on himself, that we need to serve the Lighteners, the sacrifice of all Darkeners by letting the roaring happen and just the Lighteners existing, he would be fine with that because yes, it's for your sake. But now, because of Susie and all the stuff that happened, but especially Susie helping Ralsei become his own person. Having his own identity, having his own reasons to live what he truly wants. Wink, wink, flowery discussion. What do you really want? Then, when we get to that point, Ralsei, because he became his own person, refuses to accept the death of all Darkners. No, we're more than that. We really exist. This is not a way to go, and that's why they become antagonists anyway. Despite the motivations of Des, Azrael, and stuff, the Knight and shit. Like, despite them being somewhat virtuous, it makes sense. That's why we oppose to them, because we love Darkners. We and Ralsei, we don't want to do this genocide of sorts, to these objects, because they're more than that to us, and that's what will oppose us to them. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, it gives more narrative, like meaning to this whole spiel.
Right.
Any questions?
Okay. So...
Want to dismantle the film?
Mantle? So... Okay. So... Shelter leads to a little... not outcropping, but a little safe place that Des, Azrael, and maybe Sham, but probably not, are made to to not die during the roaring. And Azrael essentially made Ralsei in order to guide Chris and Susie, or whoever the future heroes would be. I don't think they probably knew that. It was just kind of like a
happenstance.
Whoever the heroes were. I mean, because Ralsei didn't know who to expect, right? Ralsei was just like, oh, you two must be the heroes because you're here.
Yeah.
So it was just, okay. So that makes sense. So... the roaring is going to happen no matter what, or at least, that's what the prophecy says, and that's what the Knight is assuming, right? Is banking on. Yeah. So, and Chris is helping, because they also, they want the best for everyone. And, as far as they're concerned, right, or as far as they know, the wrong's going to happen no matter what. So the best way to help would be to help the knight, probably death.
I'm even thinking maybe the dark world from the shelter is probably has a source even bigger than that. Maybe there's there's a core, like there's a resource under the darkness, like the dark world. But maybe that's too much. But I'm thinking maybe there's more, like even under there, like maybe Undertale. I don't know.
Yeah, Undertale is
more
the source
darkness.
of all.
But you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, continue.
Maybe.
Continue. I'm just yapping. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So. And so the roaring is what, Flowery's talking about. It's what, it's the terrible thing brewing underneath the hometown.
Oh, shit. We were without music this whole time. Just completely like...
No, again. Oh,
shit.
I don't know, I guess I'm kind of struggling to find...
A hole.
Anything that's just well, this just obviously isn't true. Nothing extremely blatant is jumping out to me
as
right away.
Like as a counterpoint?
Yeah.
What do you think, chat? Do you have any counterpoints and stuff? Do you maybe what do you think of the theory? What do you think about is this bullshit? Is this true and real? What do you think? Is this glue?
I think yeah, is this Dorona?
Oh man, the emo doesn't work yet. Okay.
Yeah, I just
I mean, you can see on screen he's right here. Okay, it's gone. But yeah.
I mean, Ralsei...
I think I cooked so hard.
Being
holy shit.
Yeah, Ralsei being...
Do you
I mean, maybe it's just because it's... I like the theory, and I think it's maybe because it's just so much that it's
Yeah, obviously.
It's hard to just pinpoint on one point and be oh, this... Yeah, but... Yeah, I don't know,
Are you shocked? Are you oh my god, this makes so much sense? Or are you
Well, I'm in mode just because you asked me to be. Yeah, because you asked me to be critical, and so I've activated mode.
Contrarian mode, okay.
Yeah. But, the fact that I can't... Again, I can't think of anything that's, blatantly... I guess it's just that... It's less that there's anything directly... going against it, and more that there's just some things that I feel aren't explained by it,
Like what?
You kind of... you glanced over Carol and Friend, right? You didn't really have, a concrete... And even Gaster didn't really have, a concrete role here. But again, this isn't... this is, pacifist Raza. This is prophecy stuff. This isn't Gaster's territory.
Because
this is just this is the game he made.
This is exactly. This is the game he made.
So, yeah. So, but then it's
But the Carol thing, I don't know. Carol though is
what really happened? Maybe you explained it and I just kind of missed it. But what actually happened to Des? Because I don't think Des can be in the code and also the knight. I guess there's no reason why she couldn't be, but I feel that would also require an explanation, right? I feel them being Des being both the knight and in the code is more would require explanation rather than the contrary.
There's probably an explanation. There's just the whole the whole town, the whole savior. I made that shit up, right? But to me it makes sense. That's why I put it in a theory, in writing, in videoing, right. But really, it's for example, I could say, I give an explanation of the sort I think maybe if she's stuck in the code, she is stuck in the code. It's a fact. It's a cold hard fact, right? And I think maybe this is a part of her, maybe this is her soul is contained. Maybe she's this is a Gaster machine type of thing, you know, like Gaster. Yes, he's back. Okay, but
there we go.
You know, it's like how do I say this? It's you know, because she's stuck in the code, and at the same, like she disappeared. It was a tragedy. She's gone, but dearest December, you know, like. There's a very probability that she's like a carcass, you know, of sorts. You know, there's like maybe it's like, you know how Gralzi was created, you know, Azrael and shit, with through Azrael, the King of Darkness. Like there's a good possibility that the night is like also some sort of like, you know, darkness mixed with like you know, what remained of like Death's soul of sorts, you know. And this way they're like kind of non-verbal and shit. Lol, but like, you know, like they're mostly like all like a piece of aura, you know, and like, you know, and also the way that they're all playful and shit, you know, like they're like, Chris, you fucking dickhead, I know what you are, you know, like it's like they laugh at us, you know, like they because it's a kind of a game to them, because it wouldn't be an adult, like a serious adult doing this shit. They would rejoice, like have fun with like Chris and stuff, but you know, with all this stuff that happened, you know, like to them. Like to her, like it would be like kind of funny, you know. If you put yourself in her shoes, like the little brother, you know, kind of. I mean, what little sibling or whatever you want to say, like that was Chris to her, and it's kind of cute to see them like struggle for like this great thing. They don't know enough, you know. They don't know what really like is going on. But it's cute to see them struggle. But in the end, you know, they understand. And it's kind of like a mentor type of way, you know. But like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
it's just theatrics, kind of.
Yeah, and just overall, what I really want to say is just, I think it's probably the soul, like there's something of Death in there, you know, like it's clearly like Death, maybe the body, and it's like brought back, you know, we're not like over, like how to say this, rebirthing stuff, you know. For example, imagine if it's like Death but dead, you know. But like she's covered like in darkness and stuff, and that's why she's like a special darkener. You know, she can transform, she can like metamorphosis and all that stuff. You know, like in like a darkener, but like she still has the properties of a lightener. You know, at the same time, like how like how do I say this? The equivalent like Titan coating. You know, like from Azrael, the King of Darkness and shit. And basically, you know how Gerson was like ashes and shit. You know, and like got brought back to life with the Chapter 4 Dark World. I think it very well could be like, this is not especially the ashes or whatnot, you know, obviously. I mean, maybe it could be. Maybe Death is a human. Maybe. I don't know. Wasn't there something that disproved that, by the way? Like in the last chapter? I'm not sure. But
the Death was a human theory?
Yeah.
Was there anything in Chapter 5 that straight up disproved that?
Because I remember something like, you know, that disproved Stan, but I'm not sure if I was like dumb or not.
I don't remember anything that specifically did, but I also didn't really play through the chapter looking for that. So I don't know, I guess.
Ooh, wait, let me look at that. So, potential Death is human evidence in Chapter 5. All the Fountain needs, all Asgore needs, is just a human, right? Chris is the only human in hometown or in Asgore's life that we know of. They're obviously important to him, so as Toriel and Azrael, and Chris's humanness doesn't seem to particularly have note to Asgore's perception of Chris. So as we know, why would the flowers want to specifically be humans in Asgore? And as a child family friend that Asgore blames himself for this difference, was also human. All Asgore's needs is just a human, right? Would make so much sense if the person he'd torn his life apart trying to find closure was a human herself. So Rega would never been into that Death human theory. This is me trying to shoehorn the new chapter into an old pet theory. What? It's more that the flower's obsession with humans has been bugging me, and this occurred to me as being a possible explanation for it. Would a human need shoes made for hooves? Just see... Shoes made for hooves. But they got Converses though, moron. See, to replace all the novels that crafts me up. The shoes feet for hooves. There was a box full of random miscellaneous items that weren't hers. Like Azrael's retainer. What was Azrael? Her dentist? Theories to go outside. The question was answered further down. I feel like the reason they included the detail stole them from the well. They also made regular sneakers inside her closet though. Yeah! Maybe the same reason Chris wore the horn headband as a kid. Yeah! Wait, shoes Made for who? Made for whose? Shoes. Wait, what was the actual spelling? Because it could very well be like shoes made for whose. It's like an inversion. Instead of like, because you have whose, it's made for shoe. Like the shoes are made for when you have whose. But it's like shoes that are made for whose, like have like looking like you have whose, you know, type thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm like reaching, but well, I can't reach the top of the food shelf. But I see Deltarune what? Flowers have a vague idea what a human is more. No, what would best be human evidence at all? I've also theories really see, to be honest. Yeah, I mean it's predators. Fuck you. But yeah, I don't know. Then maybe it's not really disproven then. I guess because then it would still make sense. It would make even better sense. Because if Des was a human, you know, we could definitely see like the whole amalgamation that type thing could happen. You know, maybe like, you know, like Des like merged with like, you know, Azrael and all that shit. You know, could be definitely, but. And that would explain, you know, like that.
So, how does the weird route fit into this?
How so?
What do you mean how so? I asked you.
No, like how do you mean fit into this? Why does it need to fit and stuff?
Because obviously the weird route takes a very different, you know, very different things happen in the weird route. You know, Susie doesn't have the same character development, neither does Ralze. Noelle gets very directly involved.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the motivations of the knight, does it?
No, but
doesn't change the fact that the dark world is a bubble.
In the same way.
Because plus, it like the weird route definitely like possibly like even reinforces my theory. I forgot to mention this, but the whole lake situation, I'm very certain that the lake is possibly like you know how like how to say this, like some lakes that keep like methane, you know, like. You know how to say this? Like I don't know. There's like the water like keeps like certain gases or like, you know, like some stuff like from going. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm thinking darkness is also super dense, and like the lake is covering, you know, the like part of that giant dark world bubble, you know, and like what they did in the weird route was going there directly. They skipped to the final place where we're ever gonna be. You know, the performance enhancement. Like
right.
You know,
they skipped the entering the shelter and just went straight there.
Yeah, straight there. Like, you know, that's what the weird route like really. Because what else would there be there? You know, like, yeah, you break boundary to go where? Like, you no clip to the back rooms. There's nothing else. The only real thing that you could go to is the shelter dark world, which is most likely what happened. You know, and yeah. Okay. And maybe that's, you know, maybe it's like it parallels what actually happened. Maybe in this route we recreate what happened to Des and Azrael. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
I definitely think there's some parallels between the weird route and what happened to Des.
But there's also like I don't really like making that parallel though, because I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. It kind of. I don't know, I don't really like it that much, but it would make sense though that like how powerful the knight is, you know, that it's like a human with it's a monster with a human soul, you know. So
right, you know, like Azrael, god of hyper death.
Yeah,
but the knight,
like they're not obviously like monstrously OP, but they're very fucking strong, and that's what we know in the. In Undertale, you know, Azrael can burn them down in an instant. Like they could, you know, like just laser Viltrumite style, you know, like everyone. But he didn't, you know. Even Azrael. I think I said Ralze, but whatever. Yeah. So that very well could be what happened, but it kind of fucks also with the King of the Dark stuff. But maybe they could be just since they're one of the same. Maybe they still have the ability to do that shit. You know, it's just like it makes them the same character, but doesn't change like how they do it, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe there's some things I'm just missing because, I mean, obviously there's a lot in Deltarune. You know, there's so many little like details and stuff.
Well,
but yeah, I really cannot like think of any, like I said, like any specific, like no. You know, this clearly contradicts this or anything.
Yes, well, chat or people viewing on YouTube, tell us in the comments if you have anything that disproves this, you know, and shit. But what? Okay, well, yeah. But
Yeah, I feel bad, like because we went like so hard on.
I'm very happy.
My theory, and now I'm just like, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just really
I win. Tricky Tony.
I
got
guess
you in
you
the
win.
nuts. I got your nuts like this.
Yeah, 1-0, 1-0.
Yeah, and I have nothing. Yes, Luigi. But yeah, I don't know. This doesn't make me. You shouldn't feel bad. It makes me feel very happy that I found something with no foliage.
Yeah, I mean, hey, maybe the YouTube comments will be a lot less nice.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I don't want them to be nice. Be mean to me. I mean, no, that sounds weird now.
Yeah, yeah. Disprove it. It's a challenge. It's a challenge.
And I got my sword. And I got my sword ready. It's like,
yeah, well, sword fight.
Yeah, I just wait. Let me show you. I just hit this thing accidentally, just boing. But anyway, okay. Let me bring back the Delta cast. There we go. Sit-ups. Hold on. Just give me a moment. Luigi wants me to make sit-ups by redeeming the sit-ups thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Luigi. Well,
I'll do it. I'll do it. Just give me a moment.
Distract him while I think of.
How should we name this theory? Because you have your name on it as well. I don't care. Like I know. I proposed it, but it's like it's our podcast. So it's our theory. All right. The Knight's Eternity theory. Oh.
There you go.
Okay, the Knight's Eternity. Oh shit, okay, that goes so hard. I'm sorry, but that goes extremely hardest thing, bro.
There you go, there you go.
The Knights... Well, actually I need to put it like cool serif font. The Knights... Wait, no, this is not serif at all. Okay. Boom. Deltarune has a plot hole and not a lot of people noticed. Hello, Lancer from Deltarune.
No way, Lancer from Deltarune is here!
Yeah, holy shit. We know that there are many towns, so why isn't the roaring a daily thing? What? We know that there are many towns. What are you talking about by towns? So isn't there a rule? Oh, well, basically, I literally explained it, sir! Mr. Lancer from I literally explained in my theory that I just made. I literally solved Deltarune. I mean, we all solved the Deltarune today. Like,
yeah.
You know,
well, like it's our podcast.
Yes. Like, we and basically... Because you know the fact that how the whole shit about like the bubble.
Is there multiple towns?
I mean, I
know like, because I think I see what you're saying, right? Where it's like, Asriel's away at college, Susie moved from somewhere else.
Yeah.
It implies that there is a world beyond hometown.
Yeah.
But is there really?
But no, yeah. I mean, to me, I think yes, but to me, like my theory, like explains it. The bubble. I'm
of the
no ads. Okay, well basically I'm gonna explain it like real quick thingy, because basically we solved Deltarune. Maybe if you want you can look at the vault, because it was a kind of long-winded. We had like because how this works. Also, sit back, relax, Lancer. Appreciate you for pulling up and questioning us. True Delta theorists, we're fucking metal. Anyway.
Yeah, we're crazy. We're insane.
This was like
we spent too much time.
Yes, way too much time. But yeah, basically it was like how we do this. We both propose a theory, and then we explore it, we analyze it, and we try to put like counterpoint it and stuff. But yeah, and like we even come up with an extra theory over here. But all of this is very long, But yeah.
I'm sure you're looking at this and being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, what the fuck just happened?
And if you watched it come into existence, if you watched it step by step, you would understand.
I love how you drew Sham. Well, it's a Cherry that actually drew Sham.
Yeah, thank you.
It is adorable. I agree.
It's very it's basically Gaster Sham.
Yeah. Gas, Sham. Keep.
Yeah, I see what you did.
Yeah,
Sham.
Stop! No, I'm gonna always say this like this. Okay. But anyway, keep an eye on Sham. The Sham is very, very, very interesting. Anyway,
we think Sham is the bad guy.
Yeah, Sham is he's the mental. He's John Mental. But that's a story for another time. I mean, this is the first original podcast. It's on YouTube. You can check my channel. But yeah, it's on there. Anywho. I'm getting all over the place. I'm so excited, isn't it?
He's excited. He's excited.
But yeah, and basically this theory encapsulates a lot of things. It encapsulates the knight's motivation, but it encapsulates what the shelter really means, and what it is, and what there's a dark world under Hometown, a giant dark world. It's a giant bubble, and the roaring, basically, it's the eruption of that bubble. And the reason why there's an entire world around us, in Deltarune, why does it happen everywhere else? Because it's not a thing that just happens like that. There's not a dark world. Not everyone can make a dark world. I think it's a thing that's exclusively happening in this Hometown, because the giant dark world, the giant source of every dark world, I'm gonna show you. Wait, it's right here on the little diagram. There's this giant bubble, underneath the Hometown, that Flowery mentions, darkness beyond your imagination, and it connects every dark. And whenever you pierce the ground, with your focus on it and stuff, what it does is just create a leak. And that's why when there's too much darkness, like leaking, it explodes and it creates the roaring, the floor rips apart. Boom! There's a giant rip in the ground, and the darkness escapes, and the world is covered in darkness. That's what that means. That's why it happens. Because it's just this bubble, and this bubble is only here, under, in this shelter, And this shelter, who created this original darkness? That's Chris. Okay. Okay, hold on, I'm not finished. And basically, and the source, the original creator of the darkness is Gaster. Because in entry number 17, it was an experiment of dark, yet darker, yet darker. The shadows cutting deeper. He was creating the first original source, which is in this shelter, in this shelter, I repeated it again, I don't know why, but yeah, and that just all contained inside this bunker, and it's just this bubble of darkness. There's probably another extra source, like a true darkness, maybe, but that's just conjecture. I mean, all of this shit is conjecture, realistically. But it's that's what it is, and that's why it doesn't reappear anywhere else.
I have an alternate proposal as to what caused the bubble to form.
Yeah.
So we know that before Death disappeared, that there was a dark world. That that's what Asgore was talking about. What if, and we know that we need a human soul to close the dark worlds, right? The dark fountains need to be sealed with a human soul. I don't think Des is a human. I'm not of the belief that she is.
Yeah.
And so, without a human, they would have had no way of closing said dark world. What if that dark world that they created, 7 years ago, is the one in the shelter, and all those 7 years it's just been growing and growing and growing, and no one has known how to stop it.
Yeah.
Now we have the prophecy. Now we have Rouse, who Rouse told us, you need a human soul. Now we know, but now it's grown way out of control, right? Now it's so big. how would you even hope to find the source anymore? So I think maybe that's part of the reason why, why the roaring is basically guaranteed to happen now. It's just because the dark world just became so massive over those past 7 years.
Yeah.
That it leads just directly into the whole bubble thing.
Well, yeah, that kind of ties in with the Knight's. It was the Knight's Eternity, Mr. Luigi. Anyway, okay, hold on. But basically, but that ties into the whole, the incident. And I think the incident, basically, okay, how I'm picturing this, I'm gonna reach out in a second. But how I'm picturing this is basically there was Gaster, that opened, that had this experiment that went haywire. And I think maybe they were acquainted. I think possibly Gaster, all right, was a scientist. And also, it was the only doctor in the town, and it possibly was a therapist, possibly, he was a genuine doctor, for health and stuff for people. And he was also a scientist.
You think Deltarune Gaster did this?
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I'm not on the double Gaster theory right now, but it's just really just Gaster overall, and one Gaster, one unit of Gaster. All right, has
yeah,
basically. Yeah, basically, he did the experiment, but he was accompanied by these two friends. They all like Dr. Gaster. Des and Azrael. They oh my God, we love Dr. Gaster. And that's why what do you two think? Comes from. And it's just oh yeah, this shit happened, and it just went haywire. and he went too far, and and then Asgore came in. Then he entered and he saw the dark world and he was like confused. He's been in a dark world, but then this was the whole incident that happened and all that shit. Imagine possibly, they were 4, right? This possibly, I don't know, or maybe there was like the Chris and like Noel with them. I'm not sure, but maybe that's why Chris and Noel were kids, so that's why he only addressed like the somewhat adults, like Des and Azrael, and that's why he said only, what do you two think, but. The incident happened, and then Asgore arrived, and like the tragedy happened. Gaster is like fucking gone, fell into his own creation or some shit. I don't know, and boom, and it all happened at once, and that was the incident. And then they closed the door and they couldn't do shit about it. That's why the police chief, has the codes to there. That's why Carol, because she's the mayor, has the codes to there. And who's the last code, by the way?
I don't think we know for sure, but
there was a symbol.
Elven.
There was a police badge. There was like the mayor.
There's we think it's Elven. We think that the church.
Oh yeah.
That on the fire hydrant.
Yeah.
Or not fire hydrant. Sorry, the fire extinguisher.
It was probably Gerson too.
That's the church's code.
Yeah. Because I think Gerson also was a warrior of some kind, and like he was also like a prophecy type thing.
Well, an Undertale.
Yeah, I mean.
He was. In Deltarune, he was just a.
But he is in Deltarune. Didn't you see the fight against with Susie? He was definitely
that's
a warrior.
In the Dark World.
I don't know. We'll see. But it basically, and I don't. And just because it's like linked to the prophecy and stuff, like maybe it was like, oh my god, this is the prophecy and shit, So that's why they all have that power, and all the incident happened over there, and that's what I'm thinking, Sorry, I'm out of breath, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
But yeah.
So I think that when Deltarune ends, Toby's gonna still act like he doesn't exist. I think so.
Okay, hold on. Let me read. I saw a simple theory that there is a world lighter than light. Why? What's the explanation? I'm curious to hear about that. That sounds interesting, but
That's our world. I think the theory is that our world is like true light. It's like the lightest light.
Ah, okay, yeah, makes sense. And then the lighter world, just the weird. Okay, I just had to fucking read the most dark world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's just semantics. Yeah. It is the lighter world and light, and stuff. It makes sense, but what does that tell us? What does this add to the story? Like, it's a cool name, but I think that's more like Angel's Heaven or something like that, type shit. But that is definitely a name they could give it. But what does that entail? Like, is there more to that than the appellation? Was Eternal, do y'all think when Deltarune ends, Toby is just still gonna act like... No. He knows we're gonna kill him if he does that. He knows we're just straight up gonna kill him. We're gonna skin him alive if he does that. Like, he knows...
No, like, I think... So, I think, like, we'll get explanation. Like, Gaster will be in the game and everything, but Toby will just continue to pretend like he doesn't exist.
Maybe, but I'm sure, like, basically, we'll get satisfied. That's
I could see it. I think he would. I think because I would see... Because... Just because we meet Gaster doesn't mean, well, I guess, I don't know what happens. But assuming, just because we interacted with them doesn't mean that it undoes Gaster, taking the fall and being shattered. Like, I'm sure Toby will continue to play into he's been completely erased from existence thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just at the end of the day, I'm sure, like, we'll just know. We will be satisfied with how it goes,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
He just.
I think it's just whether Toby will continue the bit. I think it will.
Well, rate the possibility. Like,
we gotta do the possibility rating.
Yeah, plausibility rating for all of them. But
I think
you can start with like mine because right now I'm like so focused I won't be like able to like think.
Yeah.
For the other ones.
All right, so plausibility rating for giant, horrible, scary, dark world underneath hometown that grew out of control and is going to cause the roaring, and the night is doing what they can to try to, prepare.
I suppose. Add to that she literally had like survivalist stuff in her room, like to survive, like apocalypse, like canned food and all that shit.
Yeah, the rations.
Yeah, the rations and shit. Like she literally is the type to prepare for that stuff. So I think like it even makes even more sense that the night would. Oh my god. I'm so good. I'm so cool. Oh my god.
Alright, so for plausibility, I'm going to give that a Girona out of 10.
Ah.
No. How are we ranked? Is it like
How do we?
Percentage? Is it out of 10? Out of 5? Is it stars? Is it?
I think it was percentages.
We're gonna do all right. Possibility percentage.
Yes.
60%. Dang.
No, don't agree. I think he's baiting me. He's baiting me. I know Luigi.
It's a 100%, obviously.
No, but I would say it's like a 99.9, something like that. No.
99.9%.
I think it's like I'm putting it above.
What would you honestly like if it wasn't your theory? What would you honestly rank it? It's like completely honest.
I think plausibility percent. I think like
I know it's kind of hard to like separate yourself because it's your theory, but
yeah, I'm thinking because there's some parts of it I'm certain, like with some other parts, like for the Rousey shit and stuff,
Right? Yeah, I mean, there's some parts of my theory that I'm like, this probably isn't true. But...
Yeah, but I think like overall, I'd probably give it like a nice 79%.
79.
Fairly confident.
I mean, I would just round that up to an 80%. I think
because 80 is like a bit like I'm sucking myself off. Like if I put 79, it's like
we're both right. Well, I figured the point was we both give our percentage and then we kind of like agree on a.
Okay, well I give 79. What's your percentage?
I would say the overall concept. If you take out some of the finer details about like where the bubble came from and like Rousey and everything, just the core concept of there is a huge dark world under hometown and the knight is not evil but is doing what they can to prepare and Chris is helping them for that reason. Yeah. I would say genuinely I would give that like probably I feel like I would have to agree with like in the 70 kind of, the 70s sort of.
So.
Or just because like, it's, I do feel like the giant, massive, scary, evil, dark world underneath hometown is like 100%. That I'm like 100%.
Yeah, but that's I think that's like we literally confirmed though. That's not like.
Yeah, exactly. But. And the knight, because I think it's also pretty obvious that the knight isn't just, John bad guy, right? Like, I think the knight, even if their motivations are like somewhat, even if their methods are not good, I think ultimately they have a good reason.
Yeah.
Otherwise Chris wouldn't help them. Because again, it's the whole like.
Because to me, the whole I explained that I got to the it's a safe haven theory because of the kidnappings. Yeah. Because what's the point of kidnapping them really? Like to me, it makes sense that it's
that's
and it just gives them a good because if the story and they probably know what the fuck's gonna happen. Like why would they make the roaring and then that's it? They know about the prophecy. They're not stupid, clearly. And like there is probably a reason, and to me, because humans don't die, they would the Lightners don't die with the Dark World invasion, is why they're fine with embracing it, and like making something of the sort, and like the survivalist, like canned food, rations and all that shit. I think that all points out to this thing, and also the fact that Azrael was supposed to be here for the festival and he wasn't. And all that shit, I don't know. It just proves further and further that Azrael is really not fucking here. It's really not either alive or just not in college at all.
Yeah, and I mean, the whole if the knight is full on, nothing can change the prophecy, we've seen it firsthand, kind of thing. Then it would make sense that, their philosophy would then be, shift from trying to prevent it to just let's get it over with and do what we can to, prepare. And like the whole like Des was kind of into like war stuff and like doomsday prepping. It definitely would fit her character. I don't think the knight is like legitimately just Des, but obviously there is a huge connection there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would say that I guess iffy isn't the right word, but I guess the only part that stops me from just saying like this is 100% true is the like the shelter is like a
safe haven,
like a little safe haven that they're building, just because like with what we know now, because I mean, we don't know what's in the shelter and stuff, but like I don't see how with what we understand of how darkness works and everything, I don't see how they would be able to build anything that could withstand, an army of titans, which is what Rousey says, is essentially what the rowing is the titans arise from the earth and start destroying everything.
I mean, to me, like, it just kind of obviously means that, like, they found a way to harness it. They found a way, like, for example, like the night, they just like thrive with the darkness and shit, like they're very well possibly be like a monster with a human soul, and like they're overpowered and you can't just like do what, if there's a titan, you just kill him, like type shit. And I think even then, like,
I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, I really think like it's because basically, like, I think maybe the titans are the fear of dark, you said, like, definitely what it could mean is that they only appear if you fear the dark, and possibly them like kidnapping and stuff one by one. If they brought everyone at once, I think one by one they can like accustom them to what's gonna happen, and then to train them to like not provocate like the birth of a titan, They can take care of a titan appearing. They cannot take care of like a possibly a 100, So like they have a way to like, just basically not fearing the dark, embracing the dark, makes the titans not appear because there's no fear of the dark no more, So they gotta do this like one bit by bit, so that it works fine. And then they probably can like again like probably some artificial lighting like in the dark world or some stuff, to make it work. I think they were a prepper. They thought about this shit, Like,
right, I'm just saying, like, it's just, like, a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, of course, that's what theory crafting is.
Well, I mean, to some extent, yeah, but... Yeah, so I would say, overall, yeah, I would give it, like, 70 to 80% range.
Give an exact number.
79.
70. Okay, well we'll go with
exact number. Yeah, we'll just give it a clean 79%.
79.
A clean 79. All right, put out the confetti and the Five Nights at Freddy's. So like, yeah.
79. Why did you make like the Japanese alarm like bell, like school bell? Like,
yeah, that's what they do in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Really?
At the at the end of every night, that's the jingle they play.
I didn't really play Five Nights at Freddy's. I know a bit of the lore, but yeah, 99% plausibility.
I played a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's in my day.
You probably were like a maniac as well in terms of like theory crafting, right?
For FNAF, no, because
really?
FNAF lore sucks.
Really? Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I've heard tales of
No, I never got huge into. I was never even really much of a lore person until Deltarune, honestly.
Really?
Like even Undertale. Yeah, I mean, when Undertale came out, I mean, I was a young, stupid. I didn't give a fuck about anything. I was just like, wow, Santa's so cool. 99% of all that kind of stuff went right over my head. And yeah, I mean, like, I never really got huge into things like Hello Neighbor or anything like that. All the other theory slop. And I did like FNAF, but it's just like the lore just became such a thing, such a huge thing, and I'm just like, yeah, I just like the cool animatronics. I don't really care about anything else. Fair. So yeah, I guess it wasn't really until Deltarune that I was lore pilled.
That's what I'm gonna call it. Lore pilled.
The confetti at 6 a.m. or any of it. Yeah, that's true.
Lore pilled.
Sorry, I gotta.
Lore pilled and theory maxing. Yes.
Yeah, we're lore pilled and theory maxing.
Okay, let me.
All right.
97% theory. Plausibility.
79% plausibility rate.
Yes. Okay, and now.
I mean, I like this plausibility rating thing because eventually we're going to have to just start like
readjusting,
discussing theories that we see rather than ones that we directly came up with. So I like the idea that at some point we'll just be like ranking theories.
Yeah. Because clearly there's some stuff like there's some stuff like we're gonna bring up. It's just from us. It's just like stuff we know we would just like talk about. Really.
Yeah, because I mean, just like we can't come up with everything, and some things have already been come up with. So
yeah.
I think the my theory was probably gonna be a clean like 90% until this whole thing came down, when we started to disagree on the specifics, and I think now we're probably gonna it's probably going to downgrade, but that's okay. That's just how it goes.
Wait, I'm just really trying to copy. Why can I not copy a fucking text? I'm getting angry. I just want to maybe duplicate. Yeah, duplicate text. Oh my god. Thank you for the button. All right. Sorry. My apologies.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Boom, and then we have for this one. Okay, there we go. So plausibility rate for the route in between.
So I
think generally speaking, because we got hung up on the specifics, but I think overall the route in between, the concept of it being like the gas ending, because you find the man in between, and the route in between side A and B. I think that shit's hot, bro.
That's just sexy. That is just straight up sexy.
Yeah, it's 100%. Like I think it is, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like it just goes hard. It's just aura. Like I'm sipping on the acid.
We're sipping the acid with this one.
So I mean,
we may disagree on the specifics of how we get there.
Yeah.
But I think the overall concept that's a pretty big percentage. But we have to consider the how we get there in the theory, because
but it's just the idea. I mean, we know there's gonna be like I mean, it's not confirmed really, but it's just to me like basically the overall concept is that the route in between is to meet the man in between. And like by being in the middle of side A and side B, because side A, side B, there's only two faces, and
like there's not supposed to be anything in between.
Yeah.
But we force something, we break the game.
Yeah.
We force something that was never supposed to happen. So of course it would lead to the glitchy, mysterious man in between.
Yes. My god, like, I forgot the whole banning the word gasser. You probably didn't say it the whole time. We didn't even think about not saying it.
Oh, wait, was that supposed to be for the whole stream?
No, that was like for 5 minutes. That was an hour ago. Like,
oh, well,
I just realized.
I think we did a good. I don't think we said it for the 5 minutes. I said it once. I remember that.
Yeah, but in terms of plausibility,
your theory didn't really like touch on Gaster until well after the 5 minute mark. Yeah. So I think we're good. We're probably good.
Plausibility rate, I'm not gonna. It's probably even higher. I think it gotta be. It just makes sense to me. Like, come on, it's too perfect. The route in between. Like plausibility though. I mean, aura. We might give an aura percent. What do you think?
An aura percent for the theory?
Yeah, hype percent and a plausibility rate.
Yeah, possibility percent and a hype moments and aura percent.
Yeah. Okay, we should do that. Definitely.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. So whole hype and aura is you see, I mean, it is the Knight's eternity theory.
The name gives it a huge boost, I think. For sure.
God, with the hype.
Just the name alone.
Hype
you
is
hear that and you're like, whoa.
Hype is orange, right? Yeah.
We're making hype orange. All right.
Yeah. You don't think so? What color is hype?
I don't know. I don't really associate a color with hype. I like orange. Orange works.
Okay. Because energetic and stuff, but yeah. So what do you, in terms of aura? I mean, to me, it's like to me, this theory is not as much aura. It's more like more like it makes sense, but it's not like
I would agree. It's just kind of like it all clicks now, rather than like, what? No way!
Oh yeah, because like the charm is mental. Like the charm is
like mental. That's 101% hype moments in aura. That is super hype in aura. But this is just like, this is just, we took the pieces, or you took the pieces of the puzzle and we put them together,
Yeah.
So
I like how you keep like just like correcting the you into we, and I did the same thing. I said I.
It's like actual. It's like actual Deltarune. It's how they flip flop between Chris and you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think hype, and for me, I'm gonna give this like a 61%.
61 for hype and aura. I would maybe go a little lower. I would say it's probably in like the 50s, like a 55 maybe.
55. It wasn't 56 an important number. Am I tweaking?
56.
Wait.
I mean, I'm fine with 56.
Wait, no, like, wasn't there like a lower number? Like, maybe I'm tweaking, or like I'm mixing with something else. But like 56.
I mean, like 5, I think is like loosely associated with friend, and 6 is obviously the Gaster number.
Why is friend 5? Because of the number of letters?
No, something about like the statistics or something in the files. I don't know. I don't think it's really important, and I don't think it's come up really.
Wait,
it's just kind of one of those weird. I think it was 67, which unfortunately.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't know.
No, I'm serious because it was like.
No, 1987.
It was the monochrome thing. It was like how in Deltarune, like the shade of gray. Like the hex value is like 6-7 instead of like in Deltarune when it was just 6-6, and it was like how it's representative of like how the angel and the demon have made a connection. It's like the unholy number and the holy number come together, and it's like I remember the conversation we had about this, and we were freaking the fuck out.
Really?
But
okay.
Yeah.
Was 6-7 even a thing?
No, this was before the 6-7.
Oh!
Yeah.
Fucking hell. We predicted 6-7 theory. Okay.
Yeah, we did. We predicted 6-7 theory.
Oh my god. Okay. I don't know why the number 56 just like sounds like familiar. Like it sounds so familiar to me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember 56 being anything in either game. I could be wrong though.
Maybe it's outside of Deltarune, but the number 50, just don't know why. It feels like a sleeper agent like code or something. It's just like ringing something in my mind. I just can't get it out. What the fuck? Well, chat or people on the comments on YouTube, please let us know what 56 means.
Yeah, if you can come up with where 56 came from.
You can come up, just make it up.
Yeah, give us a reason, sir.
So stop pissing me off. Yes. Okay.
But yeah, I'm happy with 56.
Yeah.
We can give it a 56.
Let me duplicate and duplicate as well. Hype and aura rate. And
Hype and aura rating. I mean, we even gave this one like its own logo. That's like Gaster. I think.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the route. When you said the route in between to find the man in between, I was, oh my god, that was all.
That was it. That sold you.
Yeah. So let me fill up this one. I'm gonna go with like 86.
An 86.
Hype.
All right. For 86 hype and aura, and then possibility.
No, what about you? What number do you put high in hype and aura?
Oh, for hype and aura, I mean,
as a matter of fact, I'm gonna give it a 19.
I was gonna say 90. I was gonna be like, I would boost it up to a 90.
Well, let's go 90 then.
That's perfect.
Okay.
So for possibility rate, I mean, again, I'm trying to look at it objectively because obviously I just spent, you know, however many hours discussing it. Obviously, I think it's a 100%, but I'm trying to think like objectively.
Your turn to put in the shoes. Yes.
Yeah, my turn to be critical of my own. There are some small things that I just, even though I am very much convinced of the theory, there are just some small things that I can't quite.
Like what?
How does the Twisted Sword actually? Wait, how do you actually start the route? Is one thing that has been kind of bothered. Like, obviously you get the Twisted Sword, but then what? You know, how does it play out? And that's not something I think I could even ever come up with without knowing how Chapter 6 goes. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, how do you go from making this item to killing everyone? You know, that's a huge
I mean, what would we kill? That's what we
take.
assumed, though, the killing everyone. Why would we kill everyone for this one? I don't think we go to kill everyone if we want to meet Gaster. Doesn't necessarily mean we, or maybe killing everyone is the way to find Gasser because we destroy his whole device. I guess.
Yeah, we just bring down the whole game. And I mean, it's I guess the killing everyone part is I mean potentially just not.
I mean,
true
actually,
at all. I mean, again, that's just
the question.
assuming. Yeah.
Doesn't that really is like the first actual like theory? This is like a different one realistically because it's like the fact that between side A and B, killing everyone is a side B thing, low key, you know. So I think it's like.
I don't think so.
Really?
It's the sword route. It's what happens in Mantle game is everything that happens in the sword route.
No, but that was your
point.
that was your initial one. Like this is the one that happened after. Like I'm talking about this one, like you're talking about the Crystal Storm Ring, you know this one, the one you made at the beginning, with the Chris's dream come
the
true.
Twisted Sword, that is the side in between, or the route in between. Those are the same thing.
And to me, it was like he low-key devolved into like a second thing, like a different theory. Like the fact that the route in between is like a gray area between everything. So between good and bad, you know. Like it's just that's why we need to take a piece of both sides, you know, of the two sides, and shit.
Oh well, then no wonder we didn't come to any consensus. We were operating on completely different terms without even realizing.
Okay.
Yeah, for me the theory is that the sword route is the route in between. It's the forbidden path. It's the one thing you're not supposed to do it.
Yeah.
That's why it's bad. That's why it's the Gaster route. But
then okay, well, put frame it like as the one that I was thinking it was then. And like
well, I mean, I feel like that would, I don't know if I could just be like separate the two. I don't know if I could just do that because again, like this whole time I was operating under the the idea that these were the same thing. That's why, you know, it's the Twisted Sword again. It's because I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's really anything more I can add. That's just.
I think. Well, I'm gonna go with the initial. You know, this version. This is the alternate version. I guess.
The alternate version. Okay.
The alternate version in terms of plausibility. To me, it's like an 85.
I'll go 85. I can agree with 85.
Okay. And then for the initial one, the Forbidden Path, sword route theory, right?
Yeah.
Wait, where do we put this? I guess here? No, because it's too far away.
I think that's a good spot where it was.
Okay. So, Forbidden Path, Hypernova rate, because it's more important, so we go with that first, obviously.
It's Sean's alternate plan. You take full control. It was foreshadowed the whole time. It's it leads to Gaster.
I think the fact that you go genocide is, I don't know if it's hype that to know that, oh my god, yes, I'm gonna kill everyone.
No, I mean, again, I don't think.
No, I wasn't finished. It's just I don't think that part is especially hype, but it's the fact that after that you get Gasser, and that's what makes it hype as fuck. And it's like it really reflects the whole sword route and like Sham and stuff. That like I puts it high, but the genocide part doesn't. Maybe also the level 20 Chris's dream and shit. That makes it hype.
Yeah, I mean, I want to reiterate that the sword route, the mantle game, is obviously not 1-to-1, and so it is possible that the whole killing everyone is just not actually what happens. But I do think, regardless of if you go full genocide or not, that some crazy shit goes down. That is only something that can happen because you have the twisted sword. And I mean, I feel like
I spaced out and imagined how it would look like to actually kill like Susie and shit. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe the whole hometown massacre isn't true, but I do think that the Susie and Rouse thing is 100% going to happen.
Yeah, because it is.
I think that was the literal.
But I'm just like, imagine killing Susie though. Like, imagine the betrayal. Oh my god. Like, because we're actually gonna see blood getting spilled and like maybe hearing the like ash sprite, the ash sound effect from Undertale.
From Undertale, yeah, when she turns into dust.
Oh my god, it would like destroy me, bro. Oh my god.
And you get like the level up sound from Undertale.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of aura, it might be. Well, what did I put? I put 90 in the other one. I guess it's more hype. I'm gonna go with a 91 hype and aura.
A 91?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the plausibility rate.
Yeah, plausibility rate?
Oh, yeah, well, no, what did you say? Sorry, excuse me. I thought when you said okay, you confirmed the percentage, but.
Yeah, for me, I think it's Sham. I think Sham is kind of part of what carries it. That.
Hype?
They were maybe they were the mastermind behind it, maybe not, but either way, they're directly tied to it. And I can't get over this idea that, like, at some point, it's just you and them. Like, and oh my god, that'd be so fucking hype. It's like the Judgment Hall shit from Undertale.
You boosted the art to 95 to me. Alright.
Yeah, for it to 95, okay, there we go.
So what's your rating?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go 95. Fuck okay. Yeah, the shaman Gaster in one. I mean, come on.
Okay,
that's like my two favorite mysterious lore characters.
All in one package. Wow, it's a whole course. Okay.
Plausibility. I mean, I guess I feel like I have to dock some plausibility points because, again, I don't have like a super clear vision of how it actually all plays out. I don't have any specific like, oh, this part of the mantle game is real and this is symbolic or anything like that.
Oh shit, the sit-ups. I forgot about the sit-ups.
Oh, yeah, here.
Give me out. Yeah. I'll do them. I'll do them just after we finish the reading.
And like Sham, again, like I was saying before stream, like Sham's role has kind of become muddied because now, when I first came up with this idea,
was before the whole Sham thing.
Was before we thought Sham was like the genuine villain of it all.
Yeah.
So, I think plausibility rating, I will maybe say like a 70. 75.
I'll go with a 75 as well. Yeah. Sounds fair. Sounds very fair. It's not a cop out. I do believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
The today's theories. Yes. We need to get timestamps. I'm not gonna lie. We need to like actually.
Yeah. we came out swinging. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about next week. Guess I'll have to do some research. Think some things through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I kind of leaked like one of the things that I said, like, you know, the chapter 1 Lancer and Rousey type of thing on the Sham stream and on the first one, but.
That's right.
But I could go with that as well. Like, and we could debate that specifically. Then I got like,
okay.
Forgotten Man is Papyrus and Sans is. Oh, there was a whole Sans thing that I completely. Wait, didn't I talk about it to you though?
What?
Something new about Sans kind of like theory and shit.
I don't remember you ever talking to Sans about. Or with me. I mean, there was the whole like breadcrumbs thing, but I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
I had a massive thing and I completely like forgot to speak about it, but yeah. I mean, we'll see what we do.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. The whole board is gonna be on the Discord, you know, for those who care. And
those who want to analyze.
And thank you for watching, for listening and stuff.
Do your sit-ups.
Yeah. Hold on. It's gonna be okay. Fine. I'll give it to the.
Yeah, for the YouTube.
For the YouTube.
YouTube has to know you did the sit-ups.
Fine.
Okay, don't say I never did anything for your YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
How many do you have to do?
1.
Can you hear me?
2.
Oh, he does have his headphones on.
4. 5. You enjoying this? 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Fuck you. Alright.
Yay!
I've seen you suffer. Well, ain't you, Kara? Well, what would Kara make you say this? Huh? Why would Kara make you say this?
Why would Toby make Gaster make Kara
I don't understand. I don't understand the reasoning, man. Mr. Luigi. There's some gabagool, man. Okay, I can hear it again. But yeah, there. You got the, yeah.
Yay!
But yeah, smash, like, and subscribe to see more
yeah,
podcasting.
like and subscribe,
yeah. Put the how you call it? The hello neighbor, like licking the butt.
Yeah. And make sure to tell us what you think in the comments, everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
we'd love to hear what you have to say.
If you're an actual theory crafter, though, you know, it might lead to a possible guest appearance of you. If you're
or maybe we'll steal your theory and discuss it and
no. I mean, actually, like if people like, if we find another die-hard like theory crafter, could definitely have like people as guests, you know, people that are serious and shit like us.
Yeah, you gotta be serious about this if you want to join the podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, obviously, we're not taking this too seriously, but we're very passionate about this shit. That.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah.
So yeah, I appreciate. Thank you for coming, Cherry. Maybe next.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, maybe next week we do this again. You know, we'll see. And
I mean, I will bet on it being every Thursday unless I say otherwise.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, every Thursday, 19-hour Paris time. Boom. And yeah. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say 19-hour stream, and I was like, "Whoa!"
I
don't know if I could do that.
It's a marathon. Anyway, yeah. Thank you, and you know, goodbye. See you on the next one.
Bye.
Satan's call in search of